So, giant nerds, we are here in our wonderful episode of Regiment on the Run. I believe this is episode 10 now. Is this episode 10? I can
This
never
is
remember.
episode
Leo
10.
says
Yes.
10.
Okay,
You
good.
got it right the first time, and you ruined it by second guessing yourself.
We'll have to cut that.
Okay, we're
Let's
doing
roll.
we're starting from the ground up. Welcome back, everyone, to Regiment on the Run, episode 10. Last time around, the party committed war crimes and beat the ever-loving shit out of a mummy.
And a small living mushroom may or may not have eaten that mummy.
Yes, it totally might have possibly happened off screen. Anyway, Toad, why are you wearing that like Egyptian eye makeup?
Now I'm looking at Toad right now. He's wearing a hard hat.
Toad's not here right now. Toad's with everyone else.
So we are going to begin a little bit in medias res because last time around, you made your way through this ancient pyramid sort of thing. You defeated the shit out of Mutant Laman. You got a nice amount of energy from it, and then you tunneled your way up to the surface where you emerged into the desert. There was totally a very impressive pyramid that you broke out of off screen. Again, that happened, it totally happened. Believe me, it was super cool. Like, I had a perfect map for it and everything. It was so cool. Like, there was this dramatic moment where Boingo, like, narrowly saved Zan's life, and then Zan had to reconsider all of his prejudices.
This is a Terry fanfic if I've ever heard one.
The point is, at the end of all of our fanfics, we come to the current scenario. And this current scenario is, in fact, one where the party, as in the player characters, are nowhere to be found. It has been about one day, and the officers in this particular little army are just kind of looking around and wondering, did Terry and Ert and Zan say when they would be back? What even did they leave on?
Just no one has any idea.
Like, I like to think that there's a few people placing bets on if they all killed each other.
And
or killed them all.
yeah, and one person tried to make a bet over whether or not it was Ert's fault. There were nobody, not a single person in the fucking military thought it was not Ert's fault. Okay, so with that, we come on to our scene where our wonderful players are going to be playing some different characters than normal. So, Shoggy is going to be playing Lungthunk and also Bubbles. Meanwhile, we have Kethlin, who is traveling around with the army at present. She will be played by Becky. And then we have Catechus Temple, who is going to be puppeted by Zach.
Speaking of puppeting Catechus, I can't actually move Catechus's icon.
Oh, well, in that case, let me just...
It's kind of ironic because I can move Kethlin and like everyone else.
Okay, I am changing all of those settings. Okay, so Shoggy, can you move Bubbles and Lungthunk?
Ooh, my name got changed. Let's fix that.
Yep.
Oh. God damn it.
I got it. There. Did the thing.
Okay, Catechus Temple. Thank you.
You're so welcome.
With that, we are going to cut the camera over to Kethlin, who realizes that it might be a bit weird that Terry is gone for so long. Did I just fuck up your drawing?
Yes. Continue.
The centering pigs. So, Kethlin, you are starting to realize that Terry should not be gone this long. And unfortunately, there's nobody you can really talk to about it, because as soon as people realize that Zan and Ert and Terry were gone, well, this entire CRT decided to go out and figure out where they were. And now the CRT aren't reporting back.
Yeah, Catherine's gonna go up to probably the only other people who seem to be someone with an intelligence higher than 6. Which would be Catechus and Belladon. Ian Lortek looks busy with Snowblind, so not gonna bother him.
Does Snowblind not count as having intelligence higher than 6?
Well, they're busy, they're talking to each other.
Well,
and also, Snowblind's not actually part of the army.
and is a child and should not be consulted when making military decisions.
That's true.
Snowblind might have an intelligence higher than 10, which is fantastic, but Snowblind is also a blind child.
It's very true.
Sorry if I pinged the camera there.
No worries. You cannot ping the camera, I believe. It's only DMs.
Oh, excellent. Good to know.
Correct.
All right.
So, Kathleen talking to Catechus and Belladon, so we can move Belladon's token if you want.
Yay!
Is mentioning that, like, well, you see, there's a slight problem. The main 3 are gone. They've been gone for a while. I went to the CRT to figure out what they might know what's going on, and now they've disappeared, and I have not heard back. What do we do?
Catechus will kind of like nod in commiseration with Kathleen and be like, yeah, don't really know what's going on. We had Belladon, we sent Belladon to scout out and make sure that things are safe around on the outside, but we don't feel super great about moving the army until we know where the commanders went.
Bubbles just walks into your conversation. Guys, who's the ranking officer now?
Kathleen stares at Bubbles for a minute, trying to remember what Terry said about all of the rankings. And
Belladon slowly raises a hand.
Catechus would have also started slowly raising a hand at the same time Belladon did.
Belladon
Kathleen,
looks over to Catechus and is just like, oh, we are definitely solving this with a thumb war.
Kathleen just kind of pauses and goes, wait a minute. What are your roles? What's your ranking?
Belladon says that she's sort of the regimental scout, which means that she does actually hold a higher rank than the rank and file troops, although her responsibilities are largely the same. And Catechus is technically a normal trooper, but also he's expected to do a lot of the logistical work that nobody else is.
I'm actually regimental quartermaster. Thank you very much. It's might not be official yet, but I totally made a badge and it's on my
It
chest.
comes with a brevet rank up to corporal.
Yeah.
And what about Ian Lortek?
Who?
And what about Ian?
Ian Lortek,
Who?
down here, he actually tends to the party, to the entire army's military supplies, not just food.
Kathleen thinking, going, okay, so with all of that in mind, it's probably Belladon.
Belladon swells up a bit and then says, fantastic. In that case, my first orders are to, Catechus take over.
Catechus looks over to Belladon, glares a little bit, looks over to Kathleen, glares a little bit.
Kathleen just, like, looks very confused at the glare, like, I was just told to stay with the army because it's safe. I'm not even part of the rank and file.
At hearing the words army and safe in the same sentence, Catechus just like kind of stops, mouth slightly agape, and eyes just kind of like glaze over as he stares at Kathleen. And then he quickly shakes himself out of it. It's like, yeah, safe, right, got it.
And just, she just sits there and goes, would the rest of you rather I hang out with Ert?
Catechus shudders. Doesn't say anything, just shudders.
Bubbles like, he's actually very nice once you get to know him.
Bubbles says that about everybody, though.
And she's generally right.
For Bubbles.
Catechus looks over to Belladon and says, Belladon, have you seen anything that is immediately threatening in the area around the army?
Belladon gives a nod and says, well, I was looking around, and I did have a scout report that I was going to hand into either the CRT or, our commanders, but I suppose I can just hand it over to you. And she hands it over to you, Catechus, and the scout report is completely fucking incomprehensible, and you have to actually get her to say what words she means.
Is it incomprehensible because her handwriting sucks, or did she use the wrong?
Because her handwriting sucks, and also it is covered with sand.
Atticus just stands there and mutters under his breath, I hate sand.
But Bubbles is a bit hurt because she put a lot of effort into growing all this grass here. For this one scene.
This one scene in sand.
Because we're in the middle of a desert, but we you can't just put the tents on sand.
Mold earth, create water. How many runes did we go through?
Basic druid craft can do a lot.
Okay.
The grass will all be dead by tomorrow.
Belladon does say the current situation, there is probably something that should be done. Because there seems to be a tribe of kobolds who live in a nearby ravine, and they seem to be armed, but they haven't been explicitly hostile yet. They might be the best option for resupplying if you can make peaceful negotiations with them. And Belladon says that her last attempt to make peaceful negotiation ended with her headbutting someone in the forehead so hard that she cracked their skull.
Sorry, was this with the kobolds that she did that, or just the last time she ever tried to negotiate?
The last time she ever tried to negotiate.
Okay. So, like, did you walk up to the kobolds and just headbutt? Okay.
And Kathleen roll for knowledge on kobolds.
Go ahead and roll me a history. All right. So, here's the thing, Kathleen. Kobolds are not stupid creatures, and they can, in fact, be very personable. But
Okay,
most
so
of them,
Bubbles is a bit of an outlier. Got it.
God. Most kobolds, when they live in dire circumstances, they tend to get a little bit unethical. As in, if they see an advantage, they will take it, no matter what the price. And it occurs to you that if there were a bunch of desperate kobolds around, and they figured out that you had, say, a bunch of runes that could do things like create water and shape the earth and that sort of thing, they might have a very serious interest in that.
All right. Kathleen is going to relay this to the other two, completely ignoring that Bubbles is, there,
Bubbles' eyes just get big.
and mentions, so with this settlement, I'm going to call it that, we should probably make sure that they know it's advantageous to work with us and not try to use below the belt tactics to try and steal those runes of summon turkey leg that I have grown very tired of.
Atticus, at the mention of runes of turkey leg, kind of reaches behind, where he was sitting and pulls out a bowl of, this would be frog meat in this case, that he formed into little balls and seasoned and breaded and fried, and it's literally just like
Bubbles
fried
just
chicken.
looks horrified at you.
It's literally just fried chicken. And Catechus just has these little sparkles in his eyes, just like, you hate turkey legs too? Try this. Do it right now. It's amazing. I promise you. It's so freaking good.
Bubbles like, don't do it. He used to be a frog.
While Kathleen's sitting there just, frog, and we'll take some.
And Belladon hesitates for a moment and then tries one herself. And it must be said that Catechus does not know the perfect way to cook frog meat or the perfect blend of spices, but it's definitely a hell of a lot tastier and more flavorful than anything that you get from a rune.
He just deep fries everything.
I mean, that's what you got to do, man.
Catechus definitely gets into a little bit reviewy, like she goes through what spices you might be missing in this.
Catechus writes all of it down.
It sounds like eating swamp animal is definitely something that she likes doing.
Specifically swamp. Wow, that's interesting.
It's her witch aesthetic.
Catechus writes all of.
If Urt was here, Urt would declare witch to be a race and be racist against them.
Just to be racist.
Kathleen is a changeling. Her mother was a hag. She lived in a swamp.
Got it. Well, she'll like most of the meat that we have because we got it from flipping like snakes and frogs and other things. But Catechus writes down all the recipes and suggestions, like straight up.
If you had an alligator, Kathleen would kill for some alligator tail right now.
Yeah.
Catechus gestures over to Bubbles. Bubbles' tail. Tastes the same way.
Kathleen goes, unfortunately, kobolds don't taste the same as alligator.
Bubbles is just looks at you with horror.
So, here's the question. Bubbles, do you want to be the inciting incident?
I
Oh
mean,
no, Bubbles learned of her people.
Bubbles has just heard that there is a group of poor desert tribes with no civilization that just live in a hole in the ground. And we have runes of create water. I mean, look at this place. It is green. It is nice.
This is what you call green.
I mean,
This is what you call nice?
yes. It's like, who here is hungry? Nobody.
We may not be hungry, but we are starving.
So Bubbles would love to go to these people and open trade negotiations. She would even like to point out that, we could even bring some of the level 1 runes that Ur to start making.
Catechus currently has in his possession like all the runes that Urt left behind, and refuses this outright because Bubbles is an idiot.
Bubbles and her collection of all the runes that weren't considered necessary to camp are going to go.
Hethlin is going to remind Bubbles that in a world like this, people will take advantage of you if you are just very outwardly nice from the start, like you want to be.
And Bubbles is already gone in the middle of his lecture.
Oh no, Kethlin's following. She is going to stop Bubbles.
As Catechus watches Kethlin and Bubbles walk away, he looks over to Belladon and is like, "You think we should build some walls? We should build some walls, shouldn't we?"
Belladon says that that she will build some walls, just in case. And also, it looks like there might be something going on in the camp. She'll have a report back on it. She'll handle things while you're out there. Don't worry, you can totally handle all the diplomacy stuff, Catechus.
Mm, mm, he hands over a whole lot of runes of mold earth just to help with the walls.
Belladon takes them and then says, just remember, if you ever get into a difficult diplomatic position, just headbutt them. It works for me.
Catechus eyes Belladon dubiously, grabs his bowl of fried frog, and kind of hurries after Kethlin.
All right. And as all this
Kethlin's
is
going to
happening,
try and catch Bubbles before the outskirts of the Kobold settlement.
Like I'd say you'd catch Bubbles probably at the halfway mark, and then everyone's like, "Well, we're halfway there."
Okay. I will say one thing before we transition over to the maps. When you guys depart, in order to prevent the plot from happening, which it's still going to happen, you have no choice, choo-choo, you do see one last sight, which is Belladon going up to Boingo. Boingo appears to be holding something, and it appears to be alive. And you don't know what the heck that's about, because you have to stop Bubbles.
Don't eat it. Don't eat it. Fight your instincts.
So, for the moment, I'm going to have all you guys appear on one side of the map, so that there can be a brief debate before Bubbles goes off and causes problems. All right. I hope the new map has loaded.
Looks very lush.
Yeah, Kethlin finally catching up to Bubbles is just like, listen, you cannot immediately just offer these runes.
Well, it would be immoral to ask for money.
No, we're not. It's not about the money. It's like trying to give a steak to a pack of wild dogs.
Bubbles blinks and holds up a rune of summoned turkey leg.
Catechus, speaks up a bit and says, "Actually, Kethlin, Bubbles has done that multiple times."
Giving a
Yes.
steak to a pack of wild, hungry dogs.
Yes.
Like, have you noticed how many stray animals are following us? It's a lot.
And also, have you noticed the amount of soldiers that are wounded? Not all of those are from combat. It's mostly trying to keep Bubbles away from wild dogs, or wild dogs away from Bubbles.
Yeah, Bubbles very often has wild animals like around her tent.
Like at the end of the day, you have a rune of summoned turkey leg, and there's like 7 charges left, and you're gonna recharge it anyway. You might as well use them.
There's a heavy sigh and a pinch of the bridge of her nose, and she's... No wonder Terry doesn't sleep.
And all of this is just to say, Bubbles, you are absolutely convinced that you're on your way to becoming a Disney princess.
Yes. Bubbles is like, I knew I was a druid.
Atticus is just munching loudly on frog this whole time.
So Now you two have to decide why we're here.
Uh,
Like you just told Bubbles you can't show off stuff. So what's our goal here?
The goal is to appeal to the kobolds and make it seem like the best option is to work with us, not to try and screw us over.
Well, obviously the best way to do that is to bring them into Imperial life.
Okay, everyone
Yeah.
roll perception.
perception check.
Yes. You may also use passive perception if you like.
I'm not Zan, so I don't think that matters. There's my buttons. There's my button. 15.
Well, it's not a 1.
All right, one moment.
I think it was her passive perception.
Your passive perception is just 10 plus your perception score.
So for Kethlin, it'd be 11.
Yeah.
Oh,
You got a
that gets up
0.
GM. Yeah. Well, Bubbles has 0 stats. We never statted Bubbles.
Well,
you should be rolling soldier.
Using the squadron soldier, you dingus!
Yeah, pull the Squadron Soldier page.
Oh, good point. Curse you and your logic. Okay, 1 second. There.
Great.
Okay.
6.
All right, now let's
So-
see.
Nice.
So, what happens is, as you all are debating this, you suddenly hear from behind you, "Oi!" And there's a kobold there, armed.
Is he aggressive?
Apparently not.
Like, is the weapon pointed at us in any way?
No, it's just kind of like down in the sand.
Bubbles is ready for this because this guy is hot.
Yes, he's decked out in the skins of dead creatures. He's very, very attractive.
It's like he's got this barbarian charm going on. Bubbles has fallen in love to a certain extent.
The little kobold looks around to all of you and says, "What you doing out here?"
We are bringing peace and
Atticus puts his hand over Bubbles' mouth immediately and pulls Bubbles back and says, "We are set up here. We have an army set up, and we are waiting for some of our friends to return. And we were wondering if you would want to trade in the meantime while we wait."
Okay, trade. Sure. You guys come on down to the ravine.
Hmm. I can't.
that's it. We just go.
Yeah. Do we want?
Can I
You want
insight?
us to go into the ravine?
You can go ahead and insight.
I will also insight because that's
Yeah,
sketchy.
please. Because Kevlin did not do so good.
14.
Oh boy. And does Bubbles roll, or is she just too smitten?
She wouldn't roll.
She would just trust the
Yeah,
rugged
she's not allowed.
kobold
She's not allowed to
wholeheartedly.
roll.
To roll
Yeah.
insight, yeah.
Okay.
Bubbles doesn't know how to roll insight.
Yes, literally. Bubbles auto fails insight checks.
Okay, so Catechus, you get the impression this little creature apparently doesn't mean any harm, and he also is being completely straightforward and honest. You get the sense that these kobolds might have honesty as a habit.
Must be related to Bubbles.
I swear, if we meet more bubbles.
You want us to go to the ravine to talk to the people in charge, or are we doing the trade right now, or what's going on?
You'll come to the ravine, we give you some drinks, because desert is very dry, we talk about things, and then leaders decide what to do.
Catechus looks over to Kethlin. Sound good to you?
You can see Kethlin is thinking hard. There is something behind those words.
Smoke's coming out of her ears.
Well, no, it's just Kethlin feels like, yeah, he's being honest, but there's something else behind it. Like, it's the whole thing was true, but like only half true. There's omitting details here.
Oh, well, Kathleen, you may ask some leading questions.
Kethlin will ask what they mean by decisions.
The
Like,
kobold,
what decisions would the elders make?
the kobold shrugs and says, decision whether to trade, whether to steal, whether to loot your bodies after you die, that sort of thing.
Bubbles is like, yeah, that's actually how most of the world works, right?
It's true. Works for kobolds.
Catechus looks to Kethlin and says, I think we'll pass on that, and starts dragging Bubbles back towards towards the army base.
That's okay. I already picked up your trail. I know which way to go.
Sounds great.
Kathleen just
We
Kathleen
should
going,
try to convince them, guys.
yeah, Kathleen's not going to walk away from this, but she's definitely going to be more like, well, why don't we talk to the elders here? We don't need any drinks.
Like, who here is the best charisma?
Kethlin.
12.
Is it above a 10? Yes. Because we share stats. Bubbles and Catechus share stats. And we are not charismatic.
You see, I should actually go and update Bubbles' stats so she has the ridiculous move speed that made her possible. Like, literally every fight in Bubbles' origin story, she just runs away from it Mach 7.
Nice.
Okay, let's skip over to the ravine.
All right.
Are we actually going to the ravine? Okay.
I had
thought we were-
Kethlin offer that the elders come talk to us here
Like,
and not
meet
at
us
the ravine.
halfway. Yeah,
Well,
meet us partway.
They're not going to kill us now.
All right. So, with that, the kobold does say that he can take his leaders over here in order to have a small discussion. You don't have to come in. And tell you what, they'll even bring you some cactus juice.
Ooh, local delicacy.
Catechus says that Bubbles would love some cactus juice.
Kobold says that he has confirmed this, and he will bring you a keg.
Kethlin is going to politely decline a cup for herself.
That's why Catechus said Bubbles would love some cactus.
All right.
She remembers her mom offering people, bog water.
Meanwhile, Bubbles is apparently just creating a meeting space.
What is this? Is this water?
A nice
No,
little
they're
desert
turkey
oasis.
legs.
Oh no.
God damn it. All
So,
right.
several what look like high-ranking kobold leaders appear in more or less a mob.
Yeah, and they can all see Kethlin looking rather dumbfounded at Bubbles' mini oasis.
Like, several people tried to get Bubbles to stop, including some other kobolds. She did not. And now the kobold leaders are here, and they're looking in bafflement at this little oasis and the turkey legs. And they look to Bubbles and Kethlin and Catechus, and they're like, "What?" And one of them hands Kethlin a glass of cactus juice.
Kethlin hands it over to Bubbles.
Does Bubbles drink the cactus?
Bubbles
juice?
is very busy using a rune of druidcraft until it is empty. But she has grown one palm tree with it.
Yes, one whole palm tree.
This was a perfectly valid use of an entire unit of Katie energy.
Oh jeez.
So, Kethlin, do you hand over the cactus juice to Bubbles after she is done?
Yep.
All right, Bubbles, do you drink the cactus juice?
She looks at the kobolds. Did anything die to make this?
One kobold says, "Well, we stabbed a cactus, but we keep it alive."
Bubbles, assured that is ethical, drinks it.
Sure,
Bubbles, Constitution save.
yeah.
Kethlin just looks to all of the kobold elders.
She fails. She just throws up everywhere.
I apologize for her.
The elders just like nod. Is just like, "Is okay. We have stupid people too." And Bubbles has just vomited directly into the little oasis that she just created.
Catechus just sighs loudly.
There's a pause at that and just, yeah, don't drink that water.
He keeps eating his popcorn frog.
The kobolds look at the popcorn frog. And
Bubbles
look over
cast
to-
prestidigitation. Now the pond no longer looks like it is full of vomit. Please continue.
The kobolds blink at this, and they say, "You can do that? You have strange magics that can do this?"
Kathleen, just magic is a thing that we can do, yes.
Bubbles just looks at them. It's like, they haven't even discovered caster classes.
Kathleen looks to Bubbles and just remember the mainland doesn't have magic.
We have brought you a better way.
It's
The
only because they
kobolds-
lost the magic.
The kobolds are absolutely delighted to hear that there is, in fact, a better way. And they immediately, and to your face, inform you that they will be taking this better way.
Oh, perfect. Bubbles just hands over all of them.
Kathleen just
How
You
many
know-
runes does Bubbles have to hand over?
Fortunately, only 2 of each of
Okay.
the non-combat
guys-
or useful ones.
have you guys ever seen that gif of like royalty free black and white videos of people just face palming in unison?
Yes.
That's Kathleen right now.
And the kobolds look to the runes, start trying to figure out how to use them. It's clear that they're not very good at it. And then the same scout from before is sent up ahead of all of them, and he says, "So, the Gold Dragon tribe has a wonderful proposition for you.
Bubbles is like, dragon?
Yes, the Gold Dragons. We are the Gold Dragons.
Where's the dragon?
Is us. It is in our hearts."
Oh.
Catechus just mutters, they're definitely just kobolds. They're overcompensating.
Also, we were thinking of being sand dragons, but that one is still like the other half of the tribe that thinks it is icky to pick over dead bodies of people.
Bubbles agrees that is icky.
Yeah, so, yeah, it's icky, but it's also the way that we have all of our wonderful stuff. And he, reaches up with his little spear and taps his bone helmet and says, "This used to be Lizard Man."
Bubbles just horrified. She had no idea.
You had no idea that
It's gone.
the skull was a former living creature.
She thought it was paper mache.
Anywho, the Gold Dragon tribe is delighted to inform you that we are going to be traveling back with you so that we can take all of the wonderful runes that will feed us and clothe us and make our ravine into a wonderful place.
Kathleen, that's the thing. Just taking the runes isn't really going to work.
Oh yes, we know there is magic energy and stuff, and so you have a source of this magic energy, so we will be taking that too.
And is Kathleen, and that won't work in the end.
Well, maybe not, but it's probably going to be a good time.
The thing about kobolds is when you assemble 500 of them, that's a pretty good pool to try to roll above 12 on an Arcana check.
It would just
Uh,
don't say that because Kathleen's trying to show them that it's better to work with us than against us.
No, I'm explaining their point of view.
Atticus is just thinking to himself. He doesn't say this out loud. He's just thinking to himself, I'm so glad I told Belladon to build that wall.
Meanwhile, the Kobold Scout just says, you don't have to worry. If you give us all the stuff that you have, it will be fine, and you will probably die out in the desert, and then we will take the rest of your stuff."
Kathleen,
Or-
but why do that when you can just come with us?
Well, we would, but see, the thing is, the Gold Dragons really want to prove to the Sand Dragons that scavenging is the way to go, and we are willing to waste hundreds, if not thousands, of kobold lives proving it.
Atticus nods at this, elbows Kethlin lightly, and says, I think this is a great idea. How about you come back with us, you and these 5 leaders, and we'll show you where all the runes are.
Yes,
And
but
kind of
first,
gives
you should
Catechus
probably
a
see our
list.
mega beasts.
Are you going to bring the mega beasts, or are you just the 5 leaders?
Well, no, the mega beasts are animals that we found in the desert that we tamed and trained to hunt and sniff out dead stuff and lead us to loot.
So are they coming with right now, or are they waiting?
Well, we sent word back to the rest of the tribe that there is some very rich people in the area, so we are gearing up to go to wherever rich people are.
I see.
Probably. I mean, I'm not actually over there, so I don't know, but I'm pretty sure.
Well, how about we take the 6 of you over right now, and we'll go from there.
I mean, sure, if you want.
All right. Catechist starts pulling Kethlin and Bubbles, gets a little towards the camp, and kind of mutters to Kethlin, "We'll just shoot them all up as soon as we get within range of the camp. It'll be fine."
And Bubbles is like, guys, don't worry, I have a plan. And she brings out the rune of friends.
How many people does that work on? It's one person at a time, right?
It actually only works on yourself. I don't know why I thought it worked on another person.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
So her plan
It
is
just
to
gives
make
her
herself...
you just use it on yourself and it gives you advantage on charisma checks.
Nice. Okay.
So she's just giving all the guys around us advantage on charisma checks, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, and it also says when the spell ends, a creature realizes that you use magic to influence its mood and
See,
becomes hostile
that
towards you.
part I was aware of. It was the fact that I couldn't cast it on someone. Let us move on. So are they
Anyway.
really going to come with us across the desert back to our base?
Just the 6 of them?
Yes, the 6 of them are indeed going to come with you.
Wonderful.
Go ahead.
I said wonderful. We're going to kill them as soon as they get to the base.
Now, here's the thing. You don't technically need to kill them. But I will not stop you from killing them.
I mean, they just said that they're going to steal all of our stuff, leave us to starve or die of dehydration, and then loot our corpses.
Exactly.
Yeah. And here's Kathleen sitting here just thinking, it's just like, how does Terry make all of this so easy?
And
That's
Bubbles
the
spends the
secret.
entire walk back making deep friendship with these guys before you kill them.
Before we kill them. Yeah. So that's the plan. Does it
Now,
work?
here's the thing. All of these elders and whatnot, they are indeed going to follow you back, and they are just fine with the idea of, like, possibly dying in the attempt, because, you know, if they die, that just leaves more space for other elders to pop up. It's fine. Kobolds don't live long anyways.
And they get reincarnated. And we know that for certain, because you can tell if their horns are the same shape.
It's true. In the background, as you are all departing, you spot a fearsome lineup of a whole shit bunch of kobolds and a bunch of very large creatures.
Why is the war turtle standing on 2 legs with no
Yeah.
tail?
Because
Yeah,
I
that
didn't
begs the
have
question.
a quadrupedal turtle. And it's also not a turtle, it's a tortoise.
If I upload something, can you use it?
Entirely possible, yes.
Okay, continue.
So yes, there are a whole army of kobolds, along with several large beasts that appear to be piloted around by kobold masters that barely seem to have control of them, and they are all making their way on your trail. So, here's the question. Do you execute the kobolds as you go?
No, we bring them inside the wall and then kill them out of sight of the other kobolds while surrounded by our soldiers. That was the plan I had, at least. We bring them in to the wall and just tell our guys, have at it, and then, deal with the rest afterwards.
Okay.
That's my plan.
Here is a question that I posed to specifically Bubbles. Do you vouch for the kobold scout who you're originally so smitten with?
Bubbles has no idea what's going on at all.
She wouldn't know.
She has not been informed even slightly.
She wouldn't know until her first love just dies horribly in front of her.
The better question is, does Bubbles allow her first love to get out of her sight? I am offering this opportunity only once.
No, not even. Bubbles is credulous as shit. They could tell Bubbles that, she needs to go back to camp because of, someone stubbed their toe and she'd do it.
Oh, God.
So we're bringing Bubbles and everyone else back to camp. We're bringing them inside the walls. We're having the soldiers get up on the walls. Some of the soldiers get up on the walls. The rest of the soldiers surround these kobolds and freaking murder the heck out of them.
So, here is the scenario. After
Shaggy, draw
all
walls.
of... Go ahead.
Shaggy, draw walls.
In a bit.
So, this is the map that you guys are going to be using. And what is going to happen is this is going to be something of a wave defense mission because there are injured from all of the various, cave-ins and whatnot that resulted in Urt shaving part of his beard.
Forgot about the beard shaving.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he got hygiene.
All right. So here are your various squadrons. Each one is composed of 20 soldiers. And because you do actually have 6 more squadron manpower, they are basically guarding the sick and wounded who live in this main tent here.
I imagine that Kethlin is just beside herself after the murders. Or not Kethlin. Bubbles is just beside herself after the murders of
She's
her
just covered
love.
in gore and just horrified.
And so Catechus just like motions to one of the 6 soldiers that are defending the injured and just like points to Bubbles and says, "Handle it."
Kathleen sitting there next to Catechus, he gets to overhear her muttering is just, if it wasn't for the fact that the mainlands has any kind of moral ethics, Kobold does make a nice stew.
Point.
I have uploaded your turtle, by the way.
Oh, excellent. Thank you. So back to the Sand Dragon clash. You guys are over by your tent, and in the middle of all this, Boingo and Belladon have something that might need to be talked about.
Kathleen will ask what's going on then.
Belladon holds up a rather familiar-looking owl and says, Boingo dug this one out of the sand. It apparently got kind of covered up by some of the digging that we were doing up near the surface. Boingo nods and says, yeah, and it appears to be from the patrol.
Oh.
The owl looks thoroughly irritated about having been buried in sand, and it gives it one of those classic Zan murderous looks.
Kathleen
Let's just look that way, guys, okay?
Everyone just looks and it's like, wow, it's like Zan's here.
Kathleen will apologize to the small owl for, having it be so inconvenienced, but does it have a message for us?
It does, and it in fact hands over a little envelope.
Kathleen will take the message and go, well, I guess because the others aren't here, looks to Catechus and goes, I guess we'll have to read it.
I can't read.
Are you fucking kidding?
No, yeah, Catechus can read.
All right.
I just wanted to throw that in there.
All right. So, the letter appears to be from someone from the patrol. It is under the name of Ellie Dawnblade. This is a character that you guys have met before with your player characters, and I don't remember if any of these NPCs attended.
Nope.
No, I was
Harry
gonna.
would have told Kathleen about Ellie and most of what's going on with the whole Asshole Patrol relations right now, so Kathleen has an idea.
Kathleen would be the only one that would know because we didn't bring anyone else, and Zan wouldn't trust anyone else to handle it. He would have told the CRT about it, but he wouldn't have trusted any of these jokers.
Urt would not have remembered her name.
Yeah. The most that Zan would have told to the troopers was that the patrol are friendly because Zan liked the patrol.
Okay, so when you start reading this letter, it says, to the Regiment on the Run. And for some reason, she felt the need to write heh afterwards.
No TM, I'm disappointed. No trademark.
Okay, retroactively, there is a trademarks. Fuck you.
Huh.
Okay, so, to the Regiment on the Run. It is with great regret that I must inform you that the patrol has had a bit of a lapse on the security of the area that you're currently in. The desert that you are currently wandering has a group of noted scavengers under the name of the Gold Dragons. And unfortunately, it seems that they might have a particular interest in the things that you own. This was on the priority of the patrol, but unfortunately, since they did not have a habit of attacking travelers unless they were fabulously wealthy, it was a rather low priority, and now you're suffering the consequences. However, we are willing to make up some of the difference. To note, after you fight off, hopefully, the entire tribe,
Fingers crossed.
we will send in medical support and a way to recharge some of your magical energy, so please do not feel constrained. We will be sending support, but please don't rely on us to take you out of this combat encounter. Yes, she does write combat encounter.
Mm.
Like, I want to point out there is no way we're going to have trouble with magic energy here if there's as many kobolds as it looks like.
Oh yeah, there's going to be a lot of dead.
Catechus reads through the notes that Ert left, and while reading through it, he's just trying to activate Katie, and flips a switch, presses a button, waits until it starts humming, waits until Lunk starts levitating just a little bit.
Yeah.
So Katie is on.
All right. So the letter concludes that if you survive, they will be providing medical assistance, they will be providing some magical assistance, and they will also be paying you because this is actually a patrol job that you are doing, and the patrol pays freelancers.
All right, then. Kathleen just. Well, by this letter, we really have no choice here.
Atticus gets abnormally fired up as soon as he realizes that we're gonna have a really big combat encounter. He goes from being like all like kind of quiet and eating his food and talking about cooking and everything to getting really really serious. Like his face just goes full hard like veteran mode and he just starts barking orders at people to get ready and looks really really excited about everything.
Okay, meanwhile, in the distance, you hear a loud discussion among the kobolds who are camped out, on a little rocky outcrop. Apparently, they're using it as a staging area. So, anyone may roll perception checks.
Does Belladon get any? So none of us are playing Belladon, but does Belladon get any advantage to perception checks? Or like, is she better at perception than any
I
of the
would
rest
give
of us?
her advantage.
Okay, I'm going to roll as if I was Belladon because I'm Catechus is going to ask Belladon to look over there. Is that okay? Is that allowed?
That is allowed.
Okay. Well, 13 anyway.
All right.
Kathleen, what do you see?
All right, Kathleen. So here is what you witness from all of this. You hear the kobolds having a loud and in-depth discussion about whether or not eating humanoids counts as cannibalism. And the general consensus is that no, because they're technically dragons. And that means that they're not humanoids at all.
I want the scout to point out, remember, we can't eat the lizard then.
Exactly. That's the only one that we have to watch out for. Then, when all the kobolds are well and truly reassured about what they're allowed to do, what is right and what is moral, one of them calls out from over the outcrops, "Hey guys, we're gonna start attacking you now! Prepare to die!"
Catechus barks out to the soldiers to draw longbows.
Kathleen just kind of sighs because it's just like, yeah, they're gonna all have to die at this point, but at the same time, it's kind of sad. They're kind of adorably dumb.
But Catechus pipes up and says, "Think about all of the meat we'll get after this. It'll be amazing."
She just goes, no, we can't eat kobold.
Did you see the giant monsters they have with them? Have you ever eaten desert tortoise before? I haven't. I want to know what it tastes like.
I've never been in a desert until now.
Well, time to learn.
Hey, quick question. When you took the camera up to the outcrop, were we supposed to be able to see anything?
No.
Okay.
We're hearing.
Also, is there a sheet for Lunk Thunk as opposed to
There-
Katie?
There is a sheet for Katie, and there's also a sheet for Lungthunk. One moment. I am linking you to the sheet for Lungthunk right now in Player Playground.
So, based on the fact that we heard them from the northwesterly direction, are we assuming they're all coming from that direction? Can we see the approach and see if they're coming from that direction or if it's like an encirclement?
The first wave is going to come from that direction. You see other squadrons of kobolds kicking up dust as they move around to flank you. And you suspect that when they start unleashing the animals, they're going to do it in strategic ways. Because the animals' lives are clearly more valuable than those of the kobolds.
I mean, yes, they taste a lot better. So, makes sense.
All right. So, you guys go ahead and place where you want your soldiers, and then we will begin the wave defense. And remember, things are going to go weirdly.
I'm trying to put Catechus on top of the wall. Like, he's just standing, like, bearing his full body to the world.
You have to hold
shit, I moved
Alt
it.
when you're
Hold
moving your
Alt.
token.
Got it. He's just standing there, stored out, way too macho. Like the rest of the soldiers are like staring at him, like, what the heck is happening here?
Like, should we take a second to set up a better wall?
This was the best I got, Shaggy. Okay.
All right, you guys can indeed set up a better wall in the future, but for now, we are doing the introduction to all this hot nonsense. So this is going to work on a very simple turn-based thing, where it is going to be all the party can move and tell all their units to move, and then the kobolds move. So I will pull up a turn tracker, but it's going to be dead simple. Okay. All right. Who wants to go first on the party turn, by the way? This is something that you can absolutely change later, but, you know.
What are you two? Long Thunk does not really have an opinion since his int is negative. Sorry, is 5.
He's got
His
a negative
modifier is -3.
Yeah. Does Kethlin have anything that makes her super great to be starter?
Well, she is a caster, so, you know.
1 second.
Yeah.
So, you guys can put in whatever number you like for your initiative. There is no limitation here. If you want to have the initiative of 999, you can.
Can we put the squadrons on there too?
Oh, sure.
-7.
The kobolds go on 0.
I'm gonna put the squadrons on 10 unless we decide otherwise.
Okay?
They're all equipped with longbows from what I'm reading here, so that's handy.
If I add Scorching Ray to the... So where should we cast Scorching Ray from?
Ert, if he has it, but he doesn't have it. Why doesn't he have it?
Oh, I thought that was the one I had.
Is it level 1 or level 2?
It's level 2.
That's why I wasn't seeing it. There it is. Yeah, it's there. Okay.
Yeah.
So
So
that's our heavy hitter spell.
So is Catechus the one that has all the runes from
Yeah,
Ert?
he's
Right? So
going
Catechus-
around.
I'm assuming
Go
that
ahead.
Catechus already has armor.
Yes. All of the squadron soldiers are already armored up.
What is Lunk Thunk's AC?
14 with ring mail.
Yep.
He does not have a dexterity modifier that is good.
All right, then Kethlin's spell Mage Armor is literally useless for everyone.
Huh?
Well,
Except for
not for
Catherine.
you.
Put it on herself.
Her AC is already 16.
Oh.
No, that's with mage armor. Your AC is 16. I put it on
Really?
your sheet that you already had it on.
Ah, okay. Then I guess she's definitely using that spell.
Okay, quick thing. Let's make sure we agree on this. We're just giving each of the soldiers a rune of the level 2 and 1 spells and screw the cost.
Do you guys agree?
I mean, we are going to be slightly paid back, so yeah.
I mean, we
And
should
you're
be
going to
more
be
than
killing
paid
a
back.
lot of kobolds.
Yeah, exactly. With the amount of things we're killing. Yeah.
All right. So
Okay.
all of you may go ahead and put down whatever initiative you want for your characters. I would recommend that they be above 0 because the kobolds are going on 0.
I'll put 15 on Catechus.
Does it even matter if we're going in waves like this?
It matters just for the purposes of making my life easier.
Oh, okay.
So
So Long Thunk will go last.
Okay? Then Lungthunk can have the initiative of 1.
Oh, okay.
Ethlin has to have the initiative of 2 then. Ha!
we zeroed out all the squadrons? Okay, why does my number keep zeroing out?
Okay, do we want to have, like, the players and their squadron go at the same time, I'd assume?
Sure. Quadrant. Oh, they do keep zeroing out. Maybe it's because people keep clicking onto them unexpectedly. I don't know.
I don't know. I got Dwarf set to 1.
Let's
You
just
have
have
to type in the number and then hit enter.
I'm not hitting enter, that's why.
Okay. And Lungthunk has initiative 1.
As a programmer, the fact that you have to do that is sad.
Agree. I'm gonna make it 3 since you guys decided 2 and 1, because otherwise it's gonna bother me.
All right. So then let us begin. Your guys have longbows. They also have a bunch of firebolts. And here's the thing. I put in a bunch of macros for Firebolt. I didn't remember that they had longbows, so give me just a moment.
Joke's on you. I don't know what magic is.
Cute. Okay, 4 to hit and D8 plus 2 damage. All right.
Yeah, because the range on longbow is like 200 feet. So
Yeah.
it's the longest range weapon we have in our arsenal.
And I thought I was all fucking prepared.
I honestly forgot that longbows were a thing in this.
Yeah, I
I
did too.
I use longbows on Zen all the time.
Yeah, I mean, I forgot that we give our soldiers them.
Hmm. I think they started with them. I think they've had them since day one.
Yes.
I mean, yeah, but in my head, they
Well,
didn't.
fix your crap, Shoggy.
I tried, but there's a nationwide shortage of laxatives.
Fuck you. God damn it.
That's brutal.
All right, so the firebolts should actually deal some more D10 damage because they're being created by a level 5 caster now, so they do 2d10 on hit.
Okay, so they do more damage than the longbows, yes?
Yes, they do more damage than the longbows, but they're also more variable than the longbows.
What's the range on
Well,
Firebolt?
say again?
What's the range on Firebolt? It's 120?
120 feet, I think.
Okay. Do we have a measuring tool?
Yeah, it looks like a ruler.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so we can just hit them with firebolts from here.
Yeah,
then.
we don't even need longbows. Okay, cool. I made you do all of that because I hate you.
Well, fuck you
Yeah.
then. Jesus. But again, do remember that longbows have a higher damage minimum. Anywho,
Mm,
so the thing that I'm going to do is when you guys decide to do an attack, I am going to use a macro in order to have the squadron attacks resolve because the squadron attacks are going to do a lot of rolls. Okay, so let's start off with Squadron Bird. So Squadron Bird is way back here.
yeah, they're still in range and since they're squadron bird, they don't use those pitiful firebolt runes. They draw their longbows proudly and picture their leader, their love, their icon, their idol, Zan, as they draw their bows and shoot them at the Kobold Rangers. Yep, I said all of that.
Okay, and just one moment while I check something. All right, here we go. Witness my macro.
Witness my macro. 14 hits for how much damage?
And that's what we're going to be doing now. 14.
Are the Kobolds dead?
A significant number of them are, yes.
It says they have 15 HP.
No, there were 15 units,
Oh.
and each of them has 10 HP.
Okay,
So now
so
there
3.
are 4 of them.
Beautiful.
So the Gold Dragon Rangers aren't having a very good day, you could say. Catechus Temple, do you yourself want to do anything?
Catechus is just like screaming at the top of his lungs and kind of frothing out the corner of his mouth a little bit. And also, he wants to keep a hand on his sword because it's important for soldiers to have a sword in their hand, otherwise they don't look like a soldier. And so he would shoot out a rune of firebolt out of the other hand towards the.
Okay, go ahead and roll me that firebolt.
That is this button.
Okay, 19 versus AC, and it does
A
3
whole-
whole damage.
A whole 3 damage, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
actually, I should adjust something real quick. Because I didn't update the actual squadron soldier firebolt damage.
Oh, so I get 2 d10s, right? Not just 1 d10.
Yeah, so go ahead and roll an extra d10 to make up the difference.
/R 1 d10. 10 damage. I killed a kobold.
Yes, you did.
Hurrah!
So minus 10 there. All right, that's Catechus's turn. Squadron Elf.
Finish them.
I mean, they're gonna do the same thing, I guess.
Okay, longbow shots or firebolt shots?
Hmm. At 100 feet, what do you guys think?
Just longbow them.
Yeah, I mean,
Longbows.
No matter what you
Longbows.
do, they're dead.
yeah, they'll die to longbow. and no need to waste energy.
Let's
Hey, I see a
see if
problem
that
here.
one hit kills
hold on,
3
hold on. I had the
kobolds.
wrong thing highlighted.
I was about to say 3d20 greater than. Okay.
Okay, there you go. 11 hits, and because of that, longbow damage for 11 hits, 84 damage. The first of the Kobold Rangers are fucking decimated. Corpses litter the earth.
Corpses litter the earth. Great.
All right, now, there didn't appear to be any things to fight right now. So Kethlin and the squadrons can optionally choose to use this time in order to build some new emplacements. You know, better walls, etc.
Atticus just yells out, "Get building, you maggots!
Okay.
Second wave is coming!"
Kethlin, do you have anything that you personally would do?
Hmm.
How long does grease last?
Grease lasts a minute, so that's 10
Oh.
rounds.
Oh, that's decent.
Where's that one spell? There it is.
We could just like grease the entire perimeter. I don't know.
Quick question: are we going to be fighting in all
Wait a
directions?
minute.
It sort of matters where I draw shit.
It does. Yes, that
Hey.
is the
Numbers?
end game.
There are going to be squads that try to close into melee range, and they will get to you. Yes, Becky?
Is this spell actually Tensor's floating disc, or is this some kind of laughter spell?
Oh, I might have gotten the wrong description. It is supposed to be floating disc.
Okay, because you have it to where anyone I see finds things funny and falls prone.
Yeah, I might have gotten the wrong one. I'm sorry.
I don't know what Tensor's floating disc does now.
Only a moment. Okay.
I assume it's just a floating disc you ride around like you're a Zinchian sorcerer.
Hmm.
Okay.
Well, I'm trying to figure out what its weight limit and stuff is.
Okay. Disc is immobile while you're in 20 feet of it. Can hold up to 500 pounds.
So she could put a couple of the guards on it, right?
What's the average weight of a human being?
I don't know, like 150 pounds?
Apparently, you can't carry people with it.
Aw, damn.
Screw that. That is boring.
Okay, DM says you can carry people with them.
Like I can project a wave of force, but it can't hold anything that's sentient.
Yeah,
If
imagine a fly lands on it and it dissipates.
it uses oxygen, therefore.
So if you're allowing that, then I feel like Kethlin wants to give her little group the high ground.
We already got the high ground. It's 10 feet up. See
Yeah,
us?
we got battlements, yo.
Let's give them the higher ground.
Okay.
Who are you, flipping Obi-Wan Kenobi? Jeez.
Kethlin, go ahead and hit the cast spell on Tensor's floating disc, and then we will give your squadron the high ground.
Alrighty.
All right. So that is a single level 1 spell, and now Squadron Elf has the high ground. They cannot be hit in melee.
Does critical damage to Anakin Skywalker.
Fuck you. Squadron Dwarf, it looks like you guys are tunneling.
Not tunneling. You see the stairs we made?
Oh.
Now they can shoot over Lung Thunk's head.
Oh. So Lungthunk is acting as a guardian, huh?
I thought we were already on wall.
Yes, but now we're high. That wall back there was just like a Hadrian's wall. It was like 5 feet high, and it could
Okay.
barely keep out sheep, much less Scotsmen.
We're not fighting Scotsmen.
So you think.
Ha!
Get 'em, lads!
Well, they did open the conversation with Oi, I'm just saying.
All right, you nerds. It is time for wave 2. Are you ready? That was a trick question. All right. And so just a moment as I place the last of these guys. Okay. So they are still not bringing out the giant animals, but I still suspect that you're going to have a decent time with this. So, way up north.
3 inches above the wall is still pretty high. Sorry, I was rereading the spell.
So, way up north, we have one group. Over to the east, there is another. To the south is another. And to the west is another. They're attacking you from every direction.
I'm gonna have Kethlin's forces focus on south first.
All right. So, Squadron Bird.
Caca!
Who are you attacking?
Catechus will point his sword angrily at the gold dragon horde to the north.
Okay,
And
it is notable the Gold Dragon Horde seems to include a hell of a lot more kobolds, but none of them are carrying any throwing or ranged weapons.
Oh, okay. Then, but the Rangers are carrying ranged weapons?
Yes, they are.
Okay.
They're carrying what appear to be horribly crude throwing stars.
Oh, they're ninja kobolds.
Yes, they're
Okay.
ninja kobolds that found pieces of desert glass, sharpened them, and then throw them at you.
Understood. Okay. Then Catechus will angrily point at the Rangers to the east and say, burn them to ash or whatever. He'll try to sound really edgy, but fail halfway through and stumble all over his words a little bit.
Burn them to like cinders or charcoal or something. I don't know. Just shoot them.
Just shoot him. Yeah. And so the squadron will cast Firebolt at the eastern group.
Okay. These motherfuckers get hit by 7 hits.
That's a low roll.
Well, yeah. But
Do
that's
better, you maggots.
all right. And because it's Firebolt, 73 damage. Not bad. You killed 7 kobolds.
Catechus will also fire a Firebolt.
Go ahead.
I should roll this with Ert, right? Instead of...
You can just roll as the squadron soldier because that's what you
Oh,
are.
You did fix it? Okay. Because you told me to use Ert before.
Yeah.
But, all right.
For higher level spells.
21 and 10. Seems familiar.
Okay. 10 more fire damage, which means that you killed another kobold. You personally have blood on your hands, Catechus.
Catechus just like screams more.
Speaking of, Catechus does have 2 actions, so he can just do that again.
Oh, right. I do have 2 actions. Do I want to use a support spell of any kind? Catechus then turns to the north and casts Grease. It's a 10-foot square. So that would
Okay.
be each of these is 5 feet, is that right?
Each of the boxes, the big dark boxes that appear on the map, is 10 feet.
Okay, so I'd just be doing 1 box.
Yep.
Understood. I will do a what's my range? 60 feet on this? Yes. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. Cool. I'm making a grease globule right here. Can I make it?
Yeah, you can make it right there. That is fine.
I'm trying to fill it. I don't know how to fill it. Shaggy, help
Don't worry
me.
about it. It's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, don't worry. When you draw it, there's a second box. Choose
Okay.
colors.
So, next up is Squadron Elf. Squadron Elf is the floaty squadron.
So can they float around every turn? Or do they just float in place?
They float and they follow Kethlin. So, if Kethlin moves, this entire squad follows her.
Oh my god, it's like she has them on a balloon.
It's true.
Hey, they're about 3 feet higher up compared to the wall because that's where they're currently standing and where she has casted the disc. If she jumps off the wall, then it's gonna be 3 feet off the sand.
So what are you doing?
Hey, she's gonna do the same thing again as last time. It worked before, so why not?
Okay.
Ain't broke, don't fix it.
So longbows.
Yep,
Okay, squadron longbow. 11 hits.
11. And I see a green, so I think someone actually crit.
2
2.
people crit. But I'm not counting the crits just because.
Boo!
I'm sorry. All right, but anyway, let's go ahead and do the squadron longbow damage. That is 11 hits. 67 damage. All right, so 67 damage.
7 firebolts do more damage on average than 11 longbows.
Yes. I think we should be using firebolts. Because we get 2d10s instead of 1d8.
Yep.
All right. So, Kethlin, it is now your turn personally.
Yes.
Do you want to reach out and tap someone on the shoulder?
The group of kobolds counts as one creature, right?
For the purposes of damage, yes. If you use an AoE spell, it's going to fuck them up.
Well, I don't have an AoE spell that I'm looking at. I'm looking at Chaos Bolt.
So, here's the thing. if you roll doubles in a Chaos Bolt, you just get another free Chaos Bolt that goes to the next Kobold.
So I could roll 3 times?
You can roll as many times as you get doubles. So, you gonna cast Chaos Boat, Kethlin? Chaos Boat.
Sure, let's do it.
Chaos Boat, you just drop a boat on them. Okay, 7 and 3, so not doubles, but it does 14 damage. 14, which means that
Of
2
psychic and fire damage.
Indeed, it's amazing. They are plagued by sights of a terrible dragon. They are now assumed that Kethlin is a dragon. Who knows? Maybe it's true. Second action?
I'll just do a firebolt, which I don't have on this sheet.
You can use Chill Touch.
I guess I could. All right. Well,
Okay, 13 necrotic. And so you have killed another kobold.
Kill
Kethlin,
the kobolds. Kill the kobolds.
Kethlin, I am now fairly sure that, like, nobody would blink twice if you decided to, go for some breaded kobold. Just saying.
unfortunately, there's morals and ethics on the mainlands of Vigas. There's rules.
Unfortunately. So, Squadron Dwarf.
Okay, macro roll me for Firebolt.
Okay, Squadron Firebolt. 11 hits. And that is 22d6 of damage. Oh, jeez. These people got murderized. Okay, there are now only 3 Gold Dragon Rangers in that particular group. Lungthunk, I'm just going to put this on the table. If you charge them, they probably would not survive.
Can he reach there?
Lungthunk has a 40-foot movement speed.
Oh wow, yeah, perfect length. So yeah, we're just gonna charge in and just smush them. Do you want me to roll?
Yep, it's 1d20 plus 6. Wrong!
9.
And Lungthunk biffs it. Oh, dear. He could have absolutely annihilated them, and he just didn't.
Same roll for the second action.
Unfortunately, that was both a move and an attack, so you're out of actions.
Lame.
And I closed the turn order for some reason. Sorry.
Okay, continue.
All right. Next up is the Kobolds.
If
So,
Lungthunk dies in this.
Say again?
I said if Lungthunk dies here, it's gonna be bad.
You know
Oh,
what
yeah,
the problem
it's
is?
real
The
bad.
problem is that Katie's, anti-grav is on, and Lungthunk is trying to walk like, you walk when you're in a pool. You can barely
right.
touch the ground.
All right. So they are attacking Lungthunk. First of all, they are drawing out little swords and spears. And they land one singular hit. It does 9 damage. Lungthunk is fine.
Oh.
All right. Next up are the Northern Rangers. They are going to do a double move action. And they are going to move 60 feet. You know what? I'll have them move over here, and that means they need to make a dexterity saving throw right here. They are
Okay.
kobolds, so they're not bad at dex. 17, I believe that succeeds.
I have no idea what the save is for this.
For Urt, let's see. Urt Boat Murderer, Spellbook. Save DC is 15.
So they do save.
Yep. Next up is the Gold Dragon Horde. They are also going to do a double move. Well, they're going to try and move as far as they can. But let's see if they get this. They are a little bit less dexterous. They completely buttfuck it. All right. So the Gold Dragon Horde, a lot of them fall down and they cause a stampede among their own ranks. They have to sort themselves out. All right, Gold Dragon Rangers. They are going to move 30 feet. And then they are going to huck a bunch of stuff at Squadron Bird while they are still hilariously out of range.
Oh, they're out of range? Okay.
Yeah, so what's going to happen is that they're going to fire at you, but the number of hits they get will be halved.
Do I get partial cover since we're behind a wall?
Oh god, it's gonna be quartered. Yeah. Okay, so they're gonna do a whole lot of jack shit, but let's let them have their moment, okay? All right. So soldier AC is 16. So yeah,
Well-
they managed to get off half of a hit.
Remember, they're at half health, so it's half of a hit.
I think he took the health into account when he did the
Ah,
roll.
Yeah,
okay.
yes. All right. So it does 3 damage to your squadron. Like someone gets a scratch. That's it.
They tried to catch one of the throwing stars and it nicked their hand a little bit.
Like Catechus just looks at them. It's like, as much as I appreciate how cool that was, don't do that again. All right. Next up, the Southern Gold Dragon Rangers. They are going to try the same thing because they can't see a way to get up onto a floating platform. All right, so these guys have shurikens. Oh, yeah, and this is going to be another half a hit. 2 damage. Somehow even more pathetic.
It gets one of my soldiers in the ankle. And he's like, ah, fuck.
And then it has to be censored.
Wait,
All right,
No.
Squadron Bird, you're up.
Squadron Bird. They're gonna shoot the eastern guys again because they need to go away. More fire bolts
Wait,
for the
do we have
firebolt guns.
anything before you commit? Do we have anything we could do to the guys on the grease to light the grease on fire?
Firebolts technically do that, but Catechus could just do a scorching. We want to save the scorching ray, don't we?
I don't. Yeah, I mean, you can recharge if Katie gets near you, but yeah.
I mean, Catechus can fire a firebolt at the grease square on his turn, but I don't think it's worth using a full squadron to do that.
Yeah, good point.
Okay.
So the squadron's gonna hit the eastern guys.
Okay.
Wait. If all squadron cast grease, does that mean we just select like a 4x4 cube, a 4x4 square, and say that is now grease?
That is not grease, and they have to roll 4 saving throws. Whoops, I didn't mean to draw that.
Exactly like that. Like, just have your whole squad grease them and light them all on fire.
I mean, if you wanted to do that, I would allow you to do that.
Maybe when the big beasties come out.
Right. So I'm going to have you roll against the Rangers to the east.
Yeah.
11 hits. And that is firebolts, right?
Yes. So 2d10s times 11.
Okay. And they are annihilated.
Catechus will then turn towards the gold dragon horde that is currently stumbling over each other and covered in grease, and will just like scream out, burn them to. I still, guys, what's a good catchphrase? Anyone? Catchphrase?
Cook
Catchphrase.
Cinders?
Cook 'em, boss.
Cook 'em. And he'll shoot a firebolt at the grease.
Meanwhile, in the wounded tent, Bubbles is just like shuddering in PTSD flashbacks.
12. Does that hit?
It does because they're prone.
Okay.
Oh boy.
So I light the grease on fire and do a whole 6 damage at the same time.
All right, and now I'm going to have them make a collective dexterity saving throw. Oh god, oh god.
They succeed.
Okay, so they succeed on the dexterity saving throw, but here's the thing.
So it's half damage on the fire.
They still take.
Uh,
because there are 40 individuals here. And so each of them could take a d6 of damage. It's 20d6 because they succeeded the saving throw. If they had failed, it would have been even worse.
Okay, math. Got it.
Okay, so that's the gold dragon.
If we add in my 6 damage, it's 81 damage total, so they actually lose 8 guys instead of 7 guys.
Thank
So
you.
yeah.
All right, second action, Catechus.
Second action. He doesn't have his only AoE spell that he has is Thunderwave, which emanates from
No,
himself.
what about web?
Oh, I'm sorry. My name's not Ert. I don't know. Okay, hang on. Let me.
So I have the runic catalog permanently open.
Web level 2, 20-foot cube, 60 feet range. How much damage does it do?
None.
Oh,
It
why
just
am I?
prevents them from moving.
It prevents them from moving, so they stay in the fire. That, you know,
It's like one of those things you wouldn't want to use on a whole squad, but
I am going to cast web.
All right.
Eh,
So this is on the Gold Dragon Horde.
yes.
Okay.
It's a 20-foot cube.
And they fucked it.
So if it's a 20-foot cube, I'm also going to catch the rangers in it.
well, you can either. I'd say you should be required to go for the entire horde.
Okay, that makes sense. Sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, as it is, we're already fire damaging all of them instead of just a quarter of them.
And now they're stuck in the fire.
Yes.
Get wrecked.
Like, let's just say the web is on fire. That justifies it.
Yes. It is on fire and they are having a terrible day.
Why is it flammable?
So this actually is in the spell. The webs are flammable. Any 5-foot cube of webs exposed to fire burns away in one round, dealing fire damage to any creature that starts its turn in the fire. So they'll take another round of fire damage at the start of their turn.
Oh, God. All right. So that's Catechus Temple and Squadron Bird. They are webbed and they are going to get fucked. Squadron Elf. So there is still a couple of rangers. One of them has actually managed to inflict damage upon your squad.
Yep. Let's just longbow them again.
All right.
Kathleen going for the sensible route.
All right. Squadron Longbow.
I don't know. Firebolt cooks them at the same
I
time.
thought you just declared that Firebolt was always better, but you're right. It's going to kill them.
All right. So that's 12 hits.
Saves on magic energy,
All right. And they're annihilated. All right. Kathleen, you still have both of your actions.
Mm-hmm.
So I do want to point out that you do have Mold Earth Runes, so you can create some new walls if you like.
Make walls up to their floating thing. Every time they build a wall underneath their floating thing, it goes another 3 feet up.
Kathleen just, shoots herself straight into the air on a pillar.
She just starts Minecraft pillaring.
Exactly.
The noob tower.
Remember, there is one unintercepted unit on the north.
Yeah. I think Kathleen's going to take herself and her disc and bring it over here.
Okay.
I do not have control over the disc.
Who does?
Probably Shaggy.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Let's remove.
All right. And that still leaves you with one action.
And then let's go ahead with chill touch again. That's a cantrip.
All right. And who are you casting it on?
The
Cast on my guys.
untouched.
Okay.
Okay.
The untouched guys take 13 damage. That is one kobold dead.
Yeah, just get that one started,
Never underestimate, because every time you kill one of them, they lose one of their attacks.
I think Lung Thunk can take out the guys next to him. Like your squadron can also just hit north side.
Yeah, I'm going to defer squadron and just do long
Yeah,
thump.
and have your squadron hit the
Okay.
north guys.
So, do I have any sort of cleave, by the way, or do I
Yes.
just?
So roll with +6 to hit. Okay, that is a hit. Roll again. That is a hit. Roll again. That is a hit, and because there are only 3 kobolds left, I'm pretty sure you're not going to fail to kill any of them. But go ahead and roll me 6d10 plus 12. No, it's 60-0-1!
I know, but it looked so great. Okay, yeah. So I think they're dead.
Yes. So this is Lung Thunk's gimmick. When he gets into melee with them, every time he succeeds a hit, he gets to attack again. Yeah, that's Lung Thunk and the power of the power of the battering ham.
He's moved back to his home base at the end of that, and now Squadron Dwarf is going to. Can I firebolt all the way over to there?
I believe you can. Yep. Well within 120 feet.
Okay, macro it.
All right, one moment. Squadron Firebolt. 10 hits, which means firebolt damage for 110. All right, you guys are doing excellent so far. But I am going to start getting a little bit meaner to you as things go on. So, speaking of which, it is now Kobold time. The kobolds to the south, east, and west have all been dealt with. And now the Gold Dragon Horde needs to make a collective dexterity saving throw. And it completely failed. So how much damage did that burning web do again?
Fire damage. Where do I find this? I don't know. I wasn't prepared for this question. 2d4 fire damage to any creature that starts its turn in the fire.
Okay. So that's 2d4, and that is across 32 of them. So that's 64 d4. So 156 of them immediately die.
156 of them?
Sorry, not 156. That's 156 damage.
So
Yeah,
15.
15.6 of them.
Yeah, 15.6 of them die.
Sucks for that 0.6.
Yeah. All right, so the Gold Dragon Horde uses its entire action to get on its feet and get out of the grease. The Gold Dragon Rangers.
Can they move?
Say again?
Yeah, the webs burn instead of mobilizing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the Gold Dragon Rangers, they are going to try and focus down the guys who have already taken damage. So they're going to scoot over here and attack with only the rampart penalty. So Rangers Shuriken. And they, once again, only get half of a hit. Jeez. All right. Shuriken damage, 1. And it does 1 singular point of damage.
Good job, guys.
Cadix is like, no, my do.
Like cut into his ponytail.
All right.
Just that
Squadron
scene
Group-
from Spaceballs. My hair! They shot my hair!
Oh.
I know. I love that scene.
All right, Catechus, you could probably handle the Gold Dragon Rangers all by yourself if you wanted to free up your squadron in order to shoot the horde.
Probably will try to do so.
Question: does the next wave manifest now?
The next wave manifests on the Kobold's turn.
That one that just happened.
No. Once it gets back around to their turn.
Okay. Okay. Well, these guys are dead then.
Yes. They're
Like,
completely screwed. The
To
question
the
is
point
just
where
how many
there's no reason to play this out. I'm saying.
Well, the reason to play this out is because depending on how many actions you use killing them, you might have extra actions to prepare for the next wave.
We don't really have much to prepare.
Yeah, we really don't. I'm trying to save us some time here, dude.
Okay? Then
I
Catechus,
want to fortify. I want to know because we might need to fortify these walls.
Okay. Want to just
After
roll
all,
your
the DM did warn us that things are going to get a lot harder after this round.
okie dokie?
all right.
Start. Do you want to go for the top one first, Bird, and let us kill the close one?
Sure.
All right. Squadron
Firebolt
Bird.
the horde.
All right. So Squadron Firebolt.
Yeah.
All right. Here we go. 8 hits. Bit disappointing. Firebolt damage. 16d8 or d10.
D10.
Oh, got a flat 100. Okay. So now that's down to 7. All right. Catechus, do you want to do anything personally?
I don't know if I could do 30 damage in 2 actions with Catechus.
There's a decent chance if you hit with 2 firebolts.
Yeah, we'll try 2 firebolts. Go bip bat. Nope. Wait. I'm rolling Ertz, and Ertz is still 1d10, so I'm getting half the damage.
Try that again, bud.
Yeah. He's mixing up my spell sheets and my character sheets.
Sorry.
The 11 damage because I missed the first one.
Okay, 11 damage. That's still 1 dead kobold. All right, now Squadron Elf.
Yep.
Do you want to rain fire on the horde,
Hmm.
or do you want to keep to longbows?
Let's just keep to longbows, because honestly, both will be dead either way.
Okay. 10 hits, and they are absolutely screwed.
10 hits to do 70 damage. Oh, 81. Wow, high rolls.
Yep.
Because mathematically, that was actually really unlikely.
You're right.
All right, so Kethlin, do you think you can personally handle the Rangers?
You got 20 damage. I couldn't pull 20 damage out of my butt, so you're gonna have to pull 20 damage out of your butt.
I mean, Chill Touch already does like 13 damage on average.
So do it.
So she just has to do another spell that's like 1 up from that.
Okay.
Just cast Chill Touch twice.
Yep. Please.
Alright. It's a cantrip. She has unlimited use.
Okay. 8 so far. And
20.
12. They're dead.
Exactly 20.
Okay, we have my entire squadrons of Mold Earth. What do you want for fortifications?
So, before that begins, the owl actually flaps up to you and hands you another note. It says that there have been earth tremors sighted. They appear to be trying to undermine your fortifications. The owl will try and warn you about where it's happening.
So they're
Okay.
burrowing underneath us. Got it.
Let's see it.
All right, one moment.
Anyone want to build anything before we continue?
I would just have the guys hold an action for mold earth, and wherever there's tremors, you just reinforce the area.
Ah,
Okay, this is the first line. Everything in that purple line, the fortifications are going to collapse. You also do not want to be under collapsing fortifications.
so quick question. Assuming they were on the ground, would Squad Elf be in the line there?
No,
So none of us are affected by that.
especially considering that Squad Elf is on the tensor's
Wait,
footing.
what's this going to do to the wounded?
What it's going to do is it's going to rattle up the tent, and there's also going to be a hell of a lot of rubble around the tent, which is going to make it very difficult for them to flee if things go badly.
Well, we can't exactly move them out of the tent.
Okay, I'm going to spend my squad's turn mold earthing a floor under the tent, a giant sort of, hockey puck.
Okay, then the squad will be the injured will be saved from any unearthly rumblings and whatnot.
How nice of you.
Okay, Lung Thunk, do you want to move at all?
Nah.
All right. Then the Kobolds are coming, and they are deploying their first Super Beast. Now let's see which one it is. It's number 2. They unleash the Dune Scorpion. Witness its cuteness. All right. And now they're going to do a massed charge from 2 different directions. All right. They are on the map. You can see that each one of them has a squad of Rangers and a Horde.
2 squads of rangers and a horde. Yeah.
Yeah, 2 squads of Rangers and a Horde, and they also have the Dune Scorpion, and they will deploy the Dune Scorpion right here. So, if any of you would like to, you may go ahead and roll me a nature check, except Lung Thunk, who is absolutely not involved in any of this.
We're doing a what? Perception?
A nature check.
Oh,
For
nature.
what are we trying to accomplish here?
Don't know. But I got a 25.
I got a 15.
Okay, so Kethlin, here is the thing. The Dune Scorpion is a very nimble creature, and you suspect it can also burrow. So this is the thing that will try and take advantage of you being distracted in order to ambush you.
Alright, so this is one that we're gonna have to keep an eye on at all times.
Pretty much. So, Squadron Bird is up first.
Um,
I want to point something out to you.
Okay.
me?
To you, Squadron Bird.
Okay.
Like you're the one who theoretically knows what all these runes are, and there's one of them that would completely negate the scorpion. You just levitate it.
God.
That's fair. Actually, that's totally fair. Yeah. Levitate rune is totally valid. Let me
Oh, lordy.
that would be
You know,
huh?
Levitate has a range of 60 feet.
Oh, there's your limitation.
Interesting. Okay. So the squadron bird is going to shoot fire bolts at the horde.
All right, the Horde specifically.
Yes.
Let's go ahead and have you do Squadron Firebolt. All right. 14 hits. That's not nothing. 113. Okay.
That's really below average on that damage. Oh well.
Oh well. That's just the way it goes.
Yep.
So that's Squadron Bird. Catechus, do you have any personal actions?
Uh, how many? So how many runes of these level 2 spells do I have?
You have a functionally one of each. And if
Okay.
you want to recharge them, you have to get your personal token back to Lung Thunk.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen. Lockthunk is literally other side of the map. Um. Okay. Da-da-da.
You can spend an action to trade with one of the soldiers, and then cast a grease or something.
Uh, no, I'll probably. Can I hold an action?
I will allow you to hold an action.
I'm gonna hold. Well, so first off, I'm gonna fire a firebolt since I have 2 actions. I'm gonna fire a firebolt at what's his bucket, the horde again.
Okay.
Wait, am I in range of that scorpion? I'm in range of that scorpion for a firebolt. I'm gonna shoot a firebolt at the scorpion.
Okay.
Then, well, let's go ahead and roll that button. 18 damage,
Okay. 18 damage. That is not nothing at all.
assuming the 19 breaks the AC of the scorpion. I hope it does, because if not, we're gonna be in
Oh yeah,
trouble.
I have it noted down. Don't worry about it.
Okay, okay. Uh, then I'm gonna hold a levitate for when the scorpion gets in range.
Okay. Then let's go over to Squadron Elf.
Alrighty. It's all the way over there.
Yep. It decided that it wanted to live.
It's a little smarter than the other kobolds, huh?
Well, yes, non-sapient scorpion is in fact smarter than the kobolds.
Hmm.
Kobolds are at least in firebolt range, but the scorpion is not.
It is in longbow range, though.
True. I want to focus on the scorpion. That feels like our bigger threat.
Okay, so the squadron starts shooting longbows at the scorpion, right?
Yes.
Okay, let's go ahead and roll the squadron longbow. 10 hits, but here's the thing. The scorpion, after receiving the firebolt, threw up a veil of sand, and so the hits against it are going to be halved. It might still die.
Hits are halved?
Yes.
Brutal.
All right, so 5 hits, 37 damage, which is not nothing. This is why it has these defensive abilities. It is meant to be a skirmisher. It is not supposed to get punked before it even moves. All right, Kathleen herself.
Nothing she really has is within range.
You can also delay your actions.
Yeah.
What's chill touch range?
Well, her furthest range is 120 feet, and that's for things like chill touch and chaos bolt.
I mean, there's a lot of kobolds there that are all gonna be in range in the next turn or two.
Mm.
Or of them attacking us. So like they're in range of you, right? Oh.
The ones over to the southwest are actually in range of Kathleen's abilities.
So let's go ahead and do a chill touch again.
Okay, on a ranger squadron or the horde?
Um, Rangers, they're the long distance ones.
Okay, that is a hit for 9 damage. It does not kill a kobold.
And damn.
Yep, that one is a miss. Sorry.
Oh well.
Squadron dwarf. Lunk thunk. It might not be the best idea to charge that many kobolds.
Okay, Squadron Dwarf is going to cast Scorch Ray, all of them.
Oh boy.
Okay, so that is
Hold on. I'm gonna have it make if you're having all of them casting Scorching Ray, I'm basically just gonna do a Squadron Firebolt.
well, the point is I want you to look at the text of what Scorching Ray says.
Oh god, they all fire 3 rays.
Each of them fires 3 times 2d6.
Okay, so I'm gonna do a Squadron Firebolt here, and then I'm gonna triple your number of hits. All right, and just to be clear, which one are you aiming at, the Horde or the Rangers?
The big one.
Okay, the Horde.
So 13 times it was so 60 what per hit?
All right, 2d6 fire damage for each hit. So that
Yeah, no,
is
but times 3 because there's 3 rays per
yes,
hit.
which means that it is somewhat disappointing.
No, you only rolled half. It's 2d6 per hit.
Oh, you are correct. I did
Do
roll
that-
only half. Jeez.
Do that one more time and then add the two numbers together.
Oh my god.
So 285.
Okay, 285. So you have absolutely decimated the Gold Dragon Horde. Congratulations.
Remember, when you want to say decimated, say annihilated.
You absolutely 12-amated. They're down to 12 out of what they originally were. You 12-amated them. So, Lungthunk, you feel the crystal on your back suddenly waver in power as a whole lot of power rushes out of it. You probably shouldn't abuse that too much, unless you want Katie to go dark.
Okay, Lungthunk is just gonna spend his turn. I really can't see anything useful I can do here, actually.
Like hold
Prepare. If they happen to
hold
get
a-
close enough to Lung Thunk that he could punch, that'd be a good idea.
Yeah, like hold a melee attack.
Are they gonna be able to move that far in one turn?
Yes.
Maybe.
The melee guys will do a dash action.
Yes, they will. So the melee guys will rush towards whatever target seems to be within melee range, and the rangers will move into the range of their ranged attacks.
1 second, I'm double checking what shield does.
It increases your AC by 4 as a reaction. And yes, your AC very much does matter for this.
Yeah, Lungthunk's just gonna AC himself up and then the AC the emplacement up.
Okay. So they will probably get less hits on you.
Yep. So do we need to notate that we have our plus AC of what is it, 5?
I think it's 4, but let me check.
Yeah, 5 on this.
Plus 5 bonus. Okay.
Okay, so Lungthunk is shielding himself and his companions.
All right. You guys are going to be just fine, I suspect.
Yep.
All right.
Okay, Kobold turn.
I closed the frickin' turn order again. I don't know why I keep doing that. All right.
Okay.
Kobolds. So let's go over to the Gold Dragon Horde. The Gold Dragon Horde is going to do a double move action to dash into melee range with Lungthunk. And then there's going to be the Rangers. And the Rangers are going to move up to this square here and this square here. And let me double check the range on these things. Oh, geez. Yeah, their range is crap. So despite the fact that they're so close to you, their ninja stars are actually still out of range of Squadron Dwarf and Lungthunk. So their hits are halved against both of you.
Okay.
And Squadron Dwarf is up on their emplacement. Okay,
And they have plus 5 AC.
that's true. All right, so the guys on the left are going to be attacking Lungthunk. Lungthunk, I believe, has 14 AC by default.
Yep, so 19 now.
They only get 3 hits. And then these guys are going to attack the Squadron. Squadron has 16 AC by default. All right. So they only got 1 hit against the Squadron. Jesus Christ. All right. So shuriken damage against Lungthunk. 12 damage. So he's looking a bit ragged. And Squadron Dwarf. Oops. Hit by 1 for 4 damage. Nobody has gone down so far.
Lungthunk gets his hit in, right?
He did. He double cast shield. He did not.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. So the Dune Scorpion. The Dune Scorpion is going to start moving. It is going to start tunneling under the ground, and then it is going to get into Catechus's range.
And then he levitates 20 feet into the air.
Okay. He does make a Constitution saving throw against it. So 1 moment.
15 DC.
All right. And Constitution save is +2.
Roll low, roll low. Good. There's
Okay,
now
so
a
the Doom Scorpion is tunneling through the ground when suddenly it levitates into the air and just kind of stalls out, flailing helplessly.
it cannot move unless it has something to push off of, is what the spell says.
Well, it's about to have a kobold horde to push off of. Unfortunately, it's going to use its stinger.
Are any kobolds 20 feet tall?
I don't know. Some of them look pretty big.
No.
That's just, I think, his way of showing numbers.
There is a singular kobold hanging off the back of the scorpion who is now like clinging for his life.
Yeah, it's only the scorpion that's affected by the spell. The kobold, if he lets go, he falls to his 20-foot doom.
Yep.
And since his mass is about, 50 pounds, he's just going to bounce.
Yeah, I know. He's not gonna. It's sand too. It's not like it's gonna kill him.
Okay, so these guys are moving into range.
Oh my gosh!
Unquote range. They are going to try and attack Squadron Bird, but they are going to do a terrible job of it. I have no doubt.
I'm counting on it because I'm in half cover.
Like, I was going to say we needed a bigger map, but these guys needed a smaller map.
Oh, whoops. Sorry, that was completely incorrect. Ignore that.
50 damage
Okay. So 5 hits, and then...
divided by 4. So they're out of range, right?
Yep. So they get a total of 3 hits on you. Shuriken damage. 15 damage total, which means...
Ooh, first guy goes down.
Yep. Okay, so just...
I like to imagine that, like in any good strategic video game, everyone attacks the same unit. So it's like 15 shurikens hit one guy.
Yes.
On the corner of the formation. It's always the guy on the corner of the
Exactly.
formation.
And everyone else is like, that's why you don't stand there, man.
He drew the short straw.
All right, so the Gold Dragon Horde is going to make a double move. And it's going to get right up to here. And on their turn, they are going to beat the shit out of your fortifications, Catechus. All right, so it is now time for Squadron Bird. Oh, and speaking of, the line that I drew, all of these walls crumble to dust.
Okay.
So I will go ahead and draw that on the map in just a moment. So all of these walls crumble down, and they are now difficult terrain. However, they are passable, and it is notable that anyone under those is going to have to make some nasty dexterity saving throws. Okay, now if I could zoot that out of existence. The bird is going to inform you that there is another underground attack on the way. They are actively aiming for your most entrenched fortifications.
I hate it. Okay.
Okay, Squadron Bird.
Well, I can't move and attack at the same time, correct? With Squadron?
If you move Squadron Bird, you can still attack, but you will get half as many hits.
And if I stay, we all get caught in the quakey.
Yes. Unless you do something specifically about it to save your party, then your party will be caught in the quakey.
This project is are the elves okay because they're on the floating disc?
Yes, the elves are fine because they're on the floating disc.
Cool.
Obviously, the solution, Catechus, is to enlarge yourself and just carry them.
I don't think he can carry 20 when enlarged.
Oh.
Yeah. What's the movement on our soldiers?
They can move 30 feet in an action.
And then you said still attack, but with half afterwards?
Yes, they can still attack, but their hits will be halved.
Okay. Oh, I'm on the wrong tool. We are going to relocate over yonder, which is still behind a wall. It's just a different wall, and a less happy wall. And they are going to firebolt the horde again.
Okay. All right, 1 moment. Squadron Firebolt. 16 hits, which means that they do 16 hits of damage.
Have.
Yep. 94 damage. Still, wow. Catechus is proud of his teammates.
Alrighty.
All right. Catechus yourself, you definitely don't want to be in the range of the Gold Dragon Horde. Those guys are melee focused.
Yeah, he moves back behind the wall again.
All right.
And that's one action. And then, oh wait, hang on, real quick before he does the move. I wanted to. What's the range on that? Out of range. Dang. Okay. Yeah.
Out of range of what?
I was gonna thunder wave before I fled back, which is a 15-foot AOE. Leaving out like emanating from Catechus, but
Isn't
the
it Thunderwave
scorpion
like it goes to the ground?
he's 20 feet away. It's a
Oh,
15-foot. It's a 15-foot
okay, okay.
radius.
For some reason, I thought it was like you were trying to hit the Dune Scorpion with it for some reason.
Yeah. So Dune Scorpion is 20 feet away. I would need him to be 15 feet or closer in order to hit him and the horde at the same time. So I'm deciding not to do that before I run away. So he falls back. He dips back, and he will go for another firebolt on the. Well, how long does levitate last? It's like a full minute, right? So that scorpion's just flipping stuck there.
Yeah, he's just stuck.
Does he get to make saving throws at all? No, it's right.
Let me check
Unless
that.
I think I could pull that up. If he can make saving throws, then I do want to hit him. But if he can't, I'll just leave him there. When the spell ends, the target floats gently to the ground. Yeah, no, it doesn't.
Yeah, they're just stuck up there.
Yeah, so I'm ignoring the scorpion.
Yep.
I'm gonna firebolt the horde.
Okay, and do remember that if you have any AOE spells and whatnot, this is the time.
My only AOE is that thunder wave, which is a 15-foot radius, which is why I checked before I ran away.
All right.
We don't have a lot of AOE. There's not a lot of AOE weapon spells in our slots. I miss my firebolt.
Catechus is very sad for himself.
Uh,
Squadron Elf, save Catechus.
All right.
So the squadron can stay there, but they're sort of,
I mean, they're
they're
floating
stuck
in the air.
following you.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
chill though. That's chill.
Hmm. So now they'll go ahead and start using their fire bolts.
Okay. Target.
Hmm. The horde is closer, so the horde.
Okay. Let's have those firebolts. Squadron firebolts. 13 hits and squadron firebolt damage for 26. 150 damage.
Getting there.
They are annihilated. There, I used the right word. Are you happy, Shoggy?
Used a better word.
Technically, annihilate means there's nothing left of them, and there's
Yes.
still 5 left, so you used it wrong.
Yes.
Fuck you. All right, Kathleen herself.
Catherine's first thought after seeing all of this kobold death is, thank God that this is actually an approved activity.
I know, right?
Because she would hate to, cause problems for Terry.
Okay. Obviously, what you should do is you should reach up and grab the edge of your own disc, and then it tries to raise higher.
No,
then you're trapped.
unfortunately, it's only 3 feet off of the ground.
Ah. Well, you can just climb on top of it then. In fact, you're already on top of it then.
No, I don't. I rule that she's not on top of it because she's been basically directing it around.
Ah, okay.
Okay, so Kathleen, you have a bunch of spells. Some of them are AoE spells too.
Yes, but they're all too far away. And if she wants to move somewhere on this wall, it'll be at that fault line, and she doesn't want to mess with that.
Like, she's gonna get hit by it right now.
She is?
I think so.
No, she's in the air.
You will have to make a dexterity saving throw, but it will not be as harsh as if you were directly on the line.
No, but huh?
Also, I want to point out, Becky, there are people in range of your spells.
But the one I want to use isn't. Anyways,
Like, I'd rule the
oh wait,
disrupt.
actually these guys are in range. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I told you.
Let's go ahead with the horde over there then.
Okay, what spell are you using?
There it is.
You'll use Mage Hand, of course. Cloud of Daggers. All right. So, these guys in the horde need to make a dexterity saving throw against 15. Thank you. Roll 20. And they fucking aced it?
Wah!
Wah, indeed.
Oh boy. Okay, so apparently, if they succeed the save, they just don't take damage?
Heflin just chalks it up to the fact that these little guys probably have dealt with enough knives.
And also, there's a lot less of them now.
True. All right, now it is important to actually put on the map a little marker for where that cloud of knives is.
Yes. It's gonna be a cube 5 feet on each side. So 2 by 2
It's just
square.
one square.
Just one square?
Yeah. So like this.
Yeah. Let me just draw my square. Two. Yeah, there we go. 5 foot square, roughly.
We'll say
I
it's
want to move it to
just ping.
there. It is. Ah.
Okay, there we go.
So they have to walk through it still.
Yes, and when they start their turn in there, which they will do, they have to save again. Okay, so next up, Kethlin, you have one more action.
Can she actually climb onto her own disc?
I will allow you if you make an acrobatics check.
I don't think there should even be a check. The penalty is just that you can't move.
I want to see if she fails.
Okay. What's the DC?
Probably
Well,
more than 8.
I was going to set it at 11, but okay. So, Kethlin, the disc is hovering just inconveniently out over the parapet, and you have to make a decision over whether to jump or whether to do something else. And you decide to do something else.
Yeah, she's not gonna climb over that wall. Well,
I'd just move.
You could just move down here.
true. Alright, well, she's just gonna move down there.
Okay. And the squadron comes with. There you go. All right. Now it is time for Squadron Dwarf. So Long Thunk.
Okay, how much can these guys move and still attack?
These guys have a 30-foot move speed, the Rangers. And as for
No,
the
my
Horde,
guys.
your guys, they can move up to 30 feet and still attack with half the hits. If they stay standing, then they will get the normal amount of hits. So you can have them retreat all the way off over to like right here, or even up here.
Can they get any closer since they have to go down the stairs?
They can move 20 feet from the stairs. So they could actually close into melee range with the Rangers. And I will say their melee attacks do a lot of damage.
Cool, Thunderwave.
Oh, fuck.
Times 20. That hits every single one of these units.
Oh, God. All right, I'm going to roll
Okay, but
for...
that is half the number, remember.
Yes. So, one moment. I'm going to go ahead and look at the Gold Dragon Horde for their dexterity save. 15, that's on the nose. 14, they failed. The Rangers, first group, failed. Second group, nat 20. Okay, so how much damage does Thunderwave do?
Cast it as soon as I find it. There it is.
2d8 thunder damage. Okay.
And apparently I rolled shitty.
Now, hold on. I'm doing the damage calculation a little bit different than normal. So, Gold Dragon Horde, they all fucked it up, and there are 12 of them. So that's 12d8. All right, so 55. There are now only 6 of the Gold Dragon Horde left. Gold Dragon Rangers, 15d8. 75. So there's now only half of them. There was one guy in their group that had only 1 HP, and he managed to cascade his damage out onto like a whole bunch of other people. It's just like, ah, damn it, we should have just killed Larry.
Yeah.
All right, and the last guys are not affected, which means that it is now Lung Thunk time.
Okay, Lung Thunk is just doing attacks.
Now, here's something that I will allow you to do. If you want to move I will allow you to do attacks on everyone in range at once. So, like, as many hits as you get, you just keep dealing damage.
Look, just tell me what to roll here.
The first question is, Lung Thunk, do you want to wade into the melee
Oh,
first?
he's just waiting in, yes.
Okay. So, in that case, Lung Thunk, you move here. Oops. All right. And now, roll me 1d20 plus 6, I believe. Hit, roll again. 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 Hit, roll again.
What's a miss?
Hit, roll again. Hit, roll again. Hit, roll again.
Put a little counter on
Miss.
the screen at this point.
Yeah, nat 1.
Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh,
11.
okay,
11.
so 11. One moment, please. So here is your damage for your crit, for your wonderful club. 22d10 plus. Okay, as soon as I can math. 181 damage. So I assume that you're completely annihilating the horde.
Yes.
Okay, the horde is gone. So that is. Right.
Let's have Lung Thunk wind up here and focus all the damage on that second group. And he walked over all the daggers and he was like, ow, ow, ow.
So it'd be you'd kill the 7, and then you'd do 5 more damage to the 15.
Yeah, hold on. So that is 121. So those guys are dead. Good. Okay.
And then 5 of the last stack are gone.
Just got to calculate the damage for my internal things. All right. So that is Lung Thunk, god of the fucking the battering ham. It is deadly. All right. Now it is enemy turn. And I will have them move, and then we will do one special thing, because they are going to release their last members in just a moment. But first, I'm going to take my wonderful free hand. So,
Would this be a good time for us to take a drink and bathroom break?
yes, it would. So, let's go ahead and take a small break, and when we come back, I will tell you the results of all the nonsense that has happened.
And then
Okay.
we do the final rounds.
Yes! And we're back from the break. And the first thing that happens when we're back from the break is this Gold Dragon Horde is in the range of this underground tunneler creature, and it is going to have a bad time. They roll a dexterity saving throw. On the nose, they flub it. And so they are going to take some serious damage.
Oh boy. Mhm.
There is one survivor with 1 health.
Oh. Is it rethinking its life?
Yes. Oh boy.
No. I got it. Ready? Do you have a single kobold token?
Yes, just a mo.
Just quick spawn it.
All right.
That last kobold is probably the only one that will survive if it decides to just say, I surrender. You win.
Just one naked kobold. Oh,
Okay,
Jesus.
give all control on him.
Okay, just one mo. Also, I just did a focus ping, and I shouldn't have done that.
Well, Leo's going to come back and be very upset.
There we go. There he is. Now focus ping back on him.
Oh.
There he is. That's him.
Oh, lordy.
He's
Anyway.
screaming at the driver, who's screaming at the scorpion. Like it's the scorpion's fault.
All right, you giant nerds. Now it is time for the last wave, because now all of the creatures are going to appear on the map. All the mega creatures. Along with the last of the kobold forces.
So ping us through them one by one.
Okay, just a mo.
Leo doesn't want pings.
Well, yeah, but, he lost his vote.
Okay.
No, I'm kidding.
Because he already pinged.
You already pinged, so you already messed up that map.
Fair.
Okay. And then the war turtle.
War turtle,
Okay.
Trademark.
literally.
Yes, literally trademarked. Okay.
That
and
turtle
the
looks so done with life. He looks like me waking up on Monday mornings.
Look, the average age of a kobold is 2. He is 790. He does not have a fuck to give. I am 110% done with this shit.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and ping all the spawn locations. Over here, we have one last group of Gold Dragon Rangers, along with the Sand Shark and the Sand Dragon. The Sand Shark, by the way, is the tunneler who caused all that property damage.
Not the tunneling cobra?
No, not the Tunneling Cobra. The Tunneling Cobra, down over here, appears with a larger contingent. The Tunneling Cobra is notable because it is a ranged attacker.
Okay.
All right, and then last up is the War Turtle. Or more specifically, the War Tortoise, but they all call it a turtle because they don't know the difference between a turtle and a tortoise. So, the gimmick of the War Turtle is that it has a whole lot of health, it has much higher AC, and it has an entire, Gold Dragon horde that is hiding inside of defensive emplacements inside the turtle. The turtle itself does not attack, it is just a carrier.
A really slow carrier.
Yes, it is a really slow carrier, and all of the damage will be routed towards the turtle until the horde gets off.
What's the standard Constitution saving throw for these guys?
Not high. Something around the range of 2 or 1.
Cool.
-1 actually. Jesus Christ.
Okay, Zach.
Yes.
Zach, I need you to hear me out
Okay.
because I got an idea.
Yeah, let me deafen for. Sorry. Go.
God damn it.
Okay.
Can I borrow you for a second, Zach?
Yes.
Because this is not a lunk thunk idea.
Okay.
Okay, Zach. Ready?
Yeah.
Reduce person on the tortoise.
Reduce Oh, like shrink?
Yes.
That would force
Oh.
them out of the shell.
If they're fast enough.
If the target is a creature, everything it is wearing and carrying changes size with it.
Yes, but not the other creatures mounting it.
I don't know. I think we should have a vote among the group whether all the kobolds on it would shrink or whether they would be forced off.
Well, do we want them to be forced off if that thing's that slow?
I would say we do.
I mean, alternately, if they're all on the turtle, what if we? No, I don't think we can grease a turtle.
Okay, so here reduces range is only 30 feet. It's only 30-foot range. It's so far
okay.
away.
Okay.
Here is the deal from my standpoint. I am a pet hoarder.
Oh no.
And all of these are already barely tamed. It wouldn't take much to get them over that edge.
Terry's not here to hoard them.
But imagine a battle giant snake, a battle tortoise. Imagine all of these things.
You gotta go with your motivations. In this case, you really want to brew potions or something. Or other witchy things.
You also forget that Kethlin is a friend of Terry, therefore they do share at least some similarities.
Like, I can just imagine Kethlin going, oh my god, Terry's gonna badger me forever if I don't get him one. Like, will he settle for the scorpion? The scorpion's already caught.
Oh, we're having. I thought it was Squadron Bird turn.
I thought you wanted
sorry.
to eat the scorpion.
I didn't move the remaining kobolds yet. So these remaining kobolds have moved a little bit further towards you, and they're going to ineffectually pelt at Catacrys's team. See what they get with their shurikens. Okay, that is halved twice. Again. All right, so that is a total of, just 3 hits. Right. Shuriken damage. 3 hits. 12. That is 1 additional casualty.
Okay.
Okay, talk to me tactics here, Zach.
So I'm planning on catapulting. And I'm
Okay.
planning with my soldiers. And I'm
Hold on.
planning. Oh, okay.
You guys, there's still these rangers over on the west.
They already attacked
No,
during
they
the
didn't.
turn. Yes, they did.
No, Lung Thunk destroyed them all, and then we went AFK.
Okay.
Yes. So, these rangers, they are going to try and attack Lungthunk because they would have to go through a tornado of knives to get to Squadron Dwarf. Oh boy. This might be bad. Squadron melee. Okay. 4 hits. Thank
Who's
goodness.
orange?
I'm
Zach?
orange. I was just
Okay.
measuring. I was measuring.
Because in my mind, you're doing it, you're moving it, so therefore it's part of what numbers is saying.
Oh,
And,
yeah.
and I'm just staring there like, huh?
Right.
If you're doing damage rolls, remember I have +5 AC on Lung Thunk.
No, shield only lasts 1 turn. Oh wait. Yes.
Does it?
That is already worn off. Sorry.
But
Oh,
it's a
okay.
reaction. Shield is a reaction, so he can technically do it here
Yeah.
if he wants to. You have a reaction. Shield is a reaction move. It's not an action. It's a reaction.
I don't believe that shield should work that way.
Oh, okay.
Well, in any case, Lungthunk is injured but not downed. Now it is time for Squadron Bird.
Okay. So we're doing a squadron catapult. Catapult has a range of 60 feet. Like where I begin it. I begin it at 60 feet away from up to 60 feet away from
Okay, okay, 1 second before you start though.
Okay.
What are they shooting?
They are shooting. It has to be between 1 to 5 pounds. So they're picking up 5 pound. Each one of them is picking up a 5 pound rock and shooting it.
From where?
This is a desert. There's tons and tons of rocks
Oh,
and
there's tons of sand.
rocks. Do you see this?
Now, I think they should like push their hands against the wall, and the wall is just ballistic projectiles.
They could also just take this rubble right here.
Okay, fine. They take that rubble.
Okay, so
You're being so difficult.
point of origin.
I think it's cool if the wall explodes outwards. That's all.
Well, so the issue with with the wall exploding from here is it needs the projectiles need to start right here. So the point of origin is right here, and they're going to be shooting because it shoots in a straight line. They're shooting. They're shooting 90 up to 90 feet in a straight line.
Oh, you can
Okay.
remote cast catapult? I thought you had to touch
Yes.
the
No.
object.
It's a remote cast from 60 feet up to 60 feet away. So it's 60 feet away. So point of origin is going to be right here.
Okay,
And I'm
yeah.
shooting it 25 feet in this direction, so that it hits the horde, the cobra, and the rangers all at once.
Just literally say you grab that giant fucking rock.
With that many
Yes,
people
like that, like
casting,
that.
yeah.
That's what you do.
And it shoots it in a straight line. Each for each caster, each target takes 3d8 bludgeoning damage. So it's 3d8 times 18 damage to everything there. So
Okay.
each individual thing there are how many individuals are there? There's a
Hold on.
cobra plus, is that 40 or 45?
What?
40. So 55. It would be 55 times 3 is 165 d8, and then we'll do the cobra separate.
Okay. So first I'm going to roll for the Gold Dragon Horde in order to resist. They failed. Now the Gold Dragon Rangers also failed.
So that's again 165 d8 to the kobolds
Dear God.
in damage.
It turns out that using spells for an army and using spells for an individual caster are completely separate things. Who would have guessed?
Who would have guessed?
Look, I'm still waiting for the chance to cast Grease and cover a chord in the map.
I mean, I thought about doing that, but I figured 165 d8 would be better.
Yeah.
Okay, roll that 165 d8, nerd.
Oh, I have to roll. I thought you were gonna roll it. Okay, slash 165 d8. 723 damage.
There just isn't anything left.
That's 72. That's 72 casualties. Okay, and then I'm rolling separate for the Cobra. It would be 3 times 18 is no. Yes. So 18 times 3 is 36 plus 18 40 46 54 54 d8 of damage to the Cobra. Slash
hold on.
R 54
It still
d8.
has to make a saving throw.
Right. And so this might get halved to
Oh,
26.
It
Okay.
did not get halved.
It did not get halved. The Cobra takes 238 damage.
So please imagine all these catapult runes just like flashing into non-existence as the boulder just completely deletes the enemy force over there.
Like, okay, Zach, come on.
Yes.
How did Catechus convince them to do this?
Well, see, I like to think that they did it of their own volition, and then Catechus saw that as like, oh, that's a cool idea, and then turns to do it the exact same thing in this line in this line right here. He's like, oh, that's such a good idea. Or we could reverse it, and Catechus did this first, and the soldiers were like, oh, that's cool.
Like the soldiers are all talking to each other, and they're like, "We should catapult them. What are we going to catapult? The
The
wall?
rock.
The wall? Fuck that."
I do want to point out that catapult, even though it goes for quite a distance, if it hits a creature, the object is supposed to stop moving. I let you get away with what you did, specifically because Shoggy talked you into going with the boulder.
Oh. Stopping early if it impacts against a solid surface. Whoops.
Yep.
Hey, it's a big ass rock.
It was a giant ass rock,
I
which is
missed
why
that.
Shoggy was actually very fortunate when he talked you into that.
Okay. I missed that part. That's
Look, admittedly, if we're really being realistic, they use that tiny little rock next to it.
In any case, so Catechus himself, there are the Gold Dragon Rangers who are closing in on you.
Yeah, but now that the catapult doesn't go through targets, that makes me a little more hesitant to use that. Okay, here I was thinking I was really smart.
I mean, you were really smart. You completely deleted an entire force of enemies.
Well, Catechus is going to is just going to see the entire just southern force get obliterated, get wiped out, and he's gonna be like, he's just gonna be totally enraptured and like get heightened battle for sure, and he's just going to charge out. Why? Oh, I have the wrong thing selected. He's gonna charge out 30 feet,
Are you gonna
right?
do a fucking thunder wave?
And he's gonna go right here, and he's gonna do a thunder wave.
Oh god, Catechus, you might die.
Hopefully he doesn't die.
All right, thunder wave. Okay, thunder wave is a Constitution saving throw, and they have terrible Constitution. DC is 15 as always. First group completely fucks it. Second group succeeds.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Okay. So the second group takes half as much damage and is not pushed away from me.
Okay.
But every individual in the first group takes 10 damage, which means they all die.
No, I roll it separately.
It's
So, hold on. 2d8
Okay.
per member. So that is 30d8. Okay, so there are 2 survivors.
Okay.
All right. And then 15d8 for the second group.
9 survivors.
Mm-hmm. All right. So that is Squadron Bird. Hopefully Kethlin can save Catechus before he dies.
I mean, I think so.
All right.
Kathleen, just vortex warp him.
I mean, yeah, you could literally teleport me back.
Do I have vortex warp?
It's a rune.
Rune. It's a rune. So you get a soldier's stuff in addition to your stuff.
Oh, okay.
It's a level 2 rune. You can teleport
90 meters. Sorry, 90 feet.
Yeah, you could teleport me to anything that you could see within range. So you can teleport me to any point you see within 90 feet of you
Could Lumthunk do that?
if he knows how to use a rune.
Yeah, that would be dubious. But you could potentially just like stick Catechus over on one of the emplacements or something, like right up here.
I'd probably just
Yeah.
bring him back to the squadron or
Anyway,
bring him up to
let's see what
custom.
her squadron does first.
Yeah.
Let's start with the army. I'm gonna have them do a volley of arrows on the rangers that are
This one?
threatening Catechus. Yeah, the bigger one. The one with 8 out of 16.
All right. So squadron arrows, 13 hits. It's a lot of hits. 94 damage. They are annihilated. And honestly, Kethlin could probably save Catechus with just a chill touch.
That's fair. Yeah, he doesn't need to get teleported.
Yeah, let's do a chill touch.
Okay.
Just cast that spell.
Let me just cast that spell really quick.
Okay. A single kobold survives with 3 HP. He also reevaluates his life choices. So just
I was gonna say, he has a chance. Does he tell Catechus he surrenders?
here's a better question. Would Catechus listen?
Nope.
Maybe Catechus isn't as bloodthirsty as Zan.
Oh, good point.
Catechus just sees the kobold as just like, I feel like there are more people behind me. Kobold just turns to Catechus and says, can we be friends?
Catechus looks at him, kind of eyes him a little warily, and says, "Sure."
I just imagine he's like, okay, back there, third rank, ask the guy next to you for a firebolt rune.
He was gonna say, loot your friend's dead bodies and run them into the wall. Like, go get inside the fort.
Get
Okay.
looted, buddy.
Kethlin, you have a second action.
I'm gonna help Lung Thunk. Let's go ahead and try a chaos bolt over there.
Okay. Let's have that chaos bolt. Okay, 4 and 7. Which means that it did 15 damage total.
Psychic and force.
Psychic and force. There's our 2 casualties. All right. Unfortunately, you still haven't gotten a rebound on that one. It's really unfortunate because that's what Chaos Bolt is supposed to do.
No, that's what Lung Thunk does.
I mean, clearly, Lungthunk is better at chaos than Kethlin. Come on. Oh, lordy. All right, so that is Kethlin's turn. Now it's time for Squadron Dwarf. Lungthunk, there is no reason to move if you don't want to. You can just keep bapping people.
1 second, I'm evaluating what's on the map here. What's the HP of these guys I'm looking at? The Sand Shark and Sand Dragon. And do we know the HP and do we know the AC?
I will allow the soldiers to roll a perception check if you just go get up the soldier sheet, go to skills.
Yep. We're pretty perceptive. We can tell that one of them is covered in giant armored plates and the other isn't.
And strangely, the one covered in giant armor plates is more defended. Go figure. So they both have about the same amount of health, which is, I'm just going to put it on the table, 100. So they technically have less health than a ranger squad, but they have significantly better AC. The Sand Dragon and the Sand Shark are both a lot more difficult to bring down, even with your squadron using their best weapons. Plus, Lungthunk doesn't get his cleave against them.
Right. I think it's time for an entire squad to cast grease.
Oh, God.
We're just going
All right.
to grease these big guys up. They're greasy old babies.
Grease them babies.
So
All right.
what's 20 squares? So 16 plus 4?
Okay, 16 plus 4.
So a 4x4 square and then an extra, or a 5x4. Any 5x4 that you want.
Yeah. Okay, so all of that is greased now.
Yep, there's the grease.
And one moment. Oh, God. They have terrible dexterity saving throws because they're giant monsters.
Remember, if you can rub it on a piece of paper and see through it, that is your window to weight gain.
15,
What?
I believe, is the DC, so let's roll again.
Sorry, that was I haven't seen Simpsons for so long I can't do the Dr. Nick voice.
Heh. All right, Sand Shark, and now the Sand Dragon, who is even worse at this, actually. Okay, so they're both prone, and now the Kobolds. You guys are just making a mockery of my encounters.
Look, this is at least going better than it did for the mummy.
It's true. They did actually manage to get off some hits on you.
I mean, the mummy wakes up and then Zan is just sitting there, rabbit punching them in the face.
Yeah. Okay, so that's Squadron Dwarf. Lunk Thunk. Time to go ham.
Yep, we're just gonna finish off our area here.
Okay, roll 1d20 plus 6. Roll 1d20 plus 6. Okay, that's one hit on your first action, so one moment. Okay, 2d10 plus 4. Yeah, that's the thing with Lung Thunk. He either does really good or really bad. There's no in between. Okay, so that was one action. Lung Thunk's second action to ham them up. Roll again. Roll again. Okay.
Okay, is 2 more hits enough to finish him off? Otherwise, Long Thunk's in deep shit.
I mean, it's enough to cause 3 more casualties.
There we go.
All right, so they are not going to do super great against you. So now it is
Okay.
time for the Kobolds. So the War Turtle scoots forward. It moves 10 feet twice. That's the War Turtle. If they had deployed it earlier, maybe it would have been more menacing. But then, all his friends died. Okay, and these guys can move up to here, and then you're out of range of even their longest ranged stuff. Okay, so they have to do a double move. They can't attack. All right, and these guys are going to try and make another saving throw and fail. Sand Shark makes it, saving throw, fails. Sand Dragon makes it, saving throw, and fails. So, in conclusion, the only ones who get to do anything are the Gold Dragon Rangers. Okay, and length MKC is 4. Okay, so it was 9 for 3 hits, and 3 hits is damage 22. So Lunk Thunk is looking ragged, but he's still in the fight. All right, so with that, that's Kobold's turn over. Squadron Bird.
Squadron Bird.
You got a whole bunch of Gold Dragon Rangers in range.
Let's range the Rangers. Ha ha ha.
Okay, Firebolt.
Yeah, we'll just firebolt them. Keep it
Okay,
simple, stupid. Button is right. I don't need to press the button. You press the button. I knew
Yep.
that.
By the way, you two seem to have things handled, so I'm just gonna have Kethlin keep doing her thing until you tell me otherwise.
Yeah.
Okay, that is 10 casualties. Exactly.
Huzzah!
All right, Catechus, you now have a new friend.
Catechus withdraws into the fort.
Okay.
And brings your little friend with you?
He's still looting his dead buddies. He'll come in
It's like
after.
Catechus actively sends him back. Like, no, you forgot that one back there on the left.
You got he's the so-called quartermaster. He's the self-imposed quartermaster. So he needs to quartermast or something.
And the guy's like, but that one's still alive.
Well, fix that.
All right,
You
Squadron
got
Elf.
a spear, fix it. So he moved. Well, I still get it. He moved once.
Oh,
And
yeah,
then,
yeah.
And then he gets to throw a firebolt. He'll throw a firebolt at the scorpion because why not?
Okay.
Firebolt at the scorpion.
You biffed it.
No,
Wait, no, 19 is a hit.
19.
Sorry.
I just rolled really low on my damage rolls. 5 damage.
Scorpion tries to flip you off with a claw.
Yeah, how's that working out for him?
Not well.
No, actually, it's actually a 20 damage hit, but it hits the kobold riding it.
Okay, Squadron Elf.
Yep, as I said, everyone seems to have a lot of stuff covered.
Meanwhile, Kethlin just going around with her squadron balloon.
So
Well, remember, there's a lot of them on the turtle.
they're in range of this one up here.
Yep.
The one in front of the turtle, so let's go for that one.
Okay, firebolts or longbows?
Longbows.
Okay. Boop. And they're fucked.
14 hits.
Annihilated. Kethlin herself.
Hmm.
By the way, please imagine the sand shark trying to row itself underground but slipping on the sand. Like, it doesn't even make any sense.
Okay, that's a range of 30 feet. Kathlin's gonna have to leave the wall.
I mean, it's getting less and less dangerous all the time.
I will have Kethlin leave the wall.
Okay. Where are you going?
Actually, in that exact direction the arrow was pointing. I think she has 20 feet?
She should be able to move 30.
Oh, base speed 30. Yep, so we'll move 30 feet in that direction.
Would Kethlin like to spend a turn, an action, telling Lungthung's group to do something?
I mean, you still have that one little group in front of you, right?
Yeah, I'm just... Look, the point is, it would be funny to mold Earth, the grease trap, down into a pit. So they are
Grease
trapped
pit.
in grease in a pit now.
Well, you see, my idea was that she was gonna run over that way, so she could use her spell, which is Rhine's Binding Ice.
Oh, yeah. Carry on then.
So let's move her that way again, so 30 feet.
Okay.
That's
Here.
here. Yeah, that's where.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Whoops.
Sorry.
Control Z! Control Z!
Does that do anything?
Well, it allowed.
Nope, you'll just have to move the old squadron back. And then, let's see. Is she in range yet? Nope. She's just out of range of everybody.
Well, do remember that you do have a certain third level spell.
And said third level spell is a range of 60.
So I can hit this.
With a 20-foot cube.
You can actually get the war turtle in that cube.
The whole of the war turtle?
Well,
Might as well.
Alternately, you could get all the grease guys in the 20-foot cube, too.
5, 10, 15, 20. 20-foot cube? Why is it not? Why is...
hold on, I'm changing the color.
Thank you. Let's go ahead and put the turtle in it.
So it's not a that sort of cube, it's half that. Quarter of that.
Alright. Put it around the turtle, though.
Okay.
Because I am doing
Nathers.
Nather's Prankery,
Oh, Nathers.
which is like the Shenanigan Cube, but better.
It's the better shenanigans.
Okay.
Okay, so the war turtle, without a saving throw, has its movement speed halved, which means that it can go basically nowhere.
Wait, so here's a question. Where do we see what the roll was? Oh, the 4?
The
Yeah, the
damage,
4.
quote unquote.
Yeah.
That's the surge.
Yep.
Okay.
Drops of Okay, you need to describe the effect, though. You can't just say it slows down. You have to literally describe that she just coated a turtle in molasses.
Just dripping
Which
with
I want to
molasses.
point out is a crime in at least 37 states last time I checked.
Why did you check?
Let's move this conversation along.
Squadron Dwarf! Lungthug, do you want to ham people to death?
That means something different than you think it means. Hamming people to death.
I don't want to know.
Lungfunk is just continuing melee constantly.
Yep. Miss on your first attack. You might have to have your squadron back you up if you miss on the second. Hit. Roll again. Man, what the hell is up with Lungthug?
He had a good run earlier.
Okay, 11 damage, 1 casualty. The squadron is going to have to bail your ass out of this, Lung Thunk.
Is there any way that longbows from this range would fail?
Pretty much
No?
no.
Okay, they do the longbow rolls. We'll just see the number.
Okay.
15 hits.
Even if they rolled minimum, they could not
15
do...
hits on 3 kobold. Rip.
It's just like, they hurt Lung Thunk!
It's like, guys, a little help. Oh, yeah. Yeah, the bows. Yeah. We have those.
Back over to the kobolds. The war turtle slowly works its way through molasses. That is its entire turn. It moved 10 feet.
Good job, Turtle.
Okay. Someone needs to suggest not fighting the turtle at all and just burying it on the ground.
Meanwhile,
I think the turtle would be an amazing asset to the army.
the Gold Dragon Rangers have gotten upright, and they are fighting their way out of the grease. They didn't make it all the way. God, all this grease. All right, the Sand Shark. Nope. Sand Dragon.
Wow.
Sand Dragon is now face down in the dirt and the grease, struggling to breathe.
It's actually sand. It's not dirt.
It's actually choking to death on the grease. It's like, how is this even possible?
You know what? I'm going to roll 3d10 damage. Suffocation. Oh, lordy. How is... Dear God,
It's like at this point, I just imagine, some of the soldiers looking at each other. Does anyone feel bad about this?
Meanwhile, one of the injured soldiers, no!
The one guy covered in shurikens.
All right, Squadron Bird. Here is the question. Catechus is looking at this giant war turtle. The turtle is just like kind of slow and pathetic. Like it's not even managing to reach you guys. I will point out that there is a group that is just barely inside of your firebolt range that is still hostile to you.
Wait a second.
That grease trap has not been lit on fire yet. I want to point that out.
No, it's gonna get lit on fire. But real quick, where is my squadron for you guys? Where do they show up for you right now?
They're right next to the tent.
Okay.
Lit on fire or frozen over? Because we could just freeze them.
I don't have a freezing move.
Kethlin does.
Kethlin does.
I mean, I could just light that entire square on fire, though, like right now, and they'd all burn.
But these are giant.
Yeah, that would
desert
only get
cannibals.
rid of the little shits.
It would get rid of them. But how much damage was done to that sand dragon?
17 just now.
I mean,
Hey, hold on. Let me pull up the ice real quick. The ice dude does 3d8 cold damage and is hindered by ice.
So you just sort of froze the grease. So they go from hindered by grease to hindered by ice.
so they're just still it's still just hindered. They can still. I feel like we should just like do tons of damage to them before the war turtle shows up.
Have you used your ray
That war
yet?
turtle is not showing up.
Yeah, it's going to be 3d8 business weeks before it arrives.
So I mean, I could scorching ray is a 90 foot.
It's
I'm out of
120, I
range.
thought.
Is it 120?
I'm pretty sure it's 120.
Didn't you already use the scorching ray, or was
My guys have not used their scorching ray yet. I have been saving my resources.
Lungthung's guys have not.
It is 120 feet.
Lungthung is there. Yeah.
I could scorching ray the sand shark.
You could scorching ray anything you want there. And it will light it all on fire if you miss even once.
And it'll still probably kill the sand shark because it's 18 times 3, which is 54, times 2 is 108, potentially 108 d6 onto the sand shark.
I am going to demand action from you, though, Zach.
You're going to demand action from me?
Yeah, because how the hell are they going to hit the sand shark with the tent in the way?
What
Like
do you
Catechus
mean?
has to raise them up or something.
I don't know if Catechus can raise. He can only enlarge a single creature. He can't enlarge all of them.
Well, no, but he can mold Earth twice.
I mean, how tall is the tent?
Not all that tall. I will allow Catechus to mold Earth in order to
Hey,
get the squadron.
We're on a
clear.
wall, Shaggy. We're mounted on a wall.
Oh, good point. Yeah. So the
We can
wall
totally
would,
see that
if they're
sand shark.
mounted on the wall, yeah.
Yeah. No, we're scorching raying the sand shark with the squadron,
Okay.
and it's gonna
Well-
maybe light the grease on fire. I don't know.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and roll. Squadron Firebolt is the same roll. Oh God.
18 hits.
Did you remember the ×3?
You did not.
Oh, hold on. I think I fucked this.
You did. Try it again.
Okay, Squadron Firebolt. AC. Okay, double checking this. 6 hits.
That's a lot worse than it.
Well, that's
Yeah,
before the
sand shark is
×3.
Yeah. So, actually, you need to multiply that by 3
Okay.
because it's actually it should be 54 d20 greater than
Okay.
13.
Okay. So in that case, dum.
'Cause each one of
That
them is
is
36 more is what you need to do.
So it's 6 hits. Each of those hits is a triple ray that does 66 damage. So 36 d6 fire damage. And the sand shark is cooked.
Does it light the grease on fire?
Yes, it does.
We're eating sand shark tonight, folks.
Yeah, you're eating charcoal.
Yeah.
Like, you're
Okay.
gonna have to cut all the way to the core of the sand shark to
Maybe-
find the well done.
Maybe we'll just eat the cobra that I smashed with a rock instead.
Meanwhile, the sand dragon fucked up its dexterity saving throw. And the rangers fucked up their dexterity saving throw. So I'm going to have the sand shark take some fire damage. 11 fire damage. And the rangers are going to take a d10 fire damage each. 15 d10. 93. 9 people died in that fire. They weren't even the things that were being aimed at. Oh, God. Squadron Elf, do you want to put down the Gold Dragon Rangers?
Yeah.
Honestly, at this point, it's a mercy.
Squadron Elf, do you want to offer them the chance to surrender?
I'll give them a chance to surrender.
Okay, Kathleen, I will have you go ahead and roll me your persuasion.
All right, persuasion. Boop. 11.
Nope.
Unless my
You haven't-
squadron wants to help me assist.
Yes, they give you assistance because they're all holding firebolt runes and glaring ominously.
I think that gives me that nat 20 instead.
Yeah, the Gold Dragon Rangers, if you provide them any assistance whatsoever, are just going to leave.
Yeah.
All right, so please imagine 6 smoking, still mildly on fire kobolds scrape themselves out of the grease pit and then just.
It's like, what was that other group of tribe?
I think the sand dragons might have a point.
Anywho, that is only one of your actions, Kathleen. And I want to point out that the Sand Dragon didn't sign up for this, and now he's in a grease pit, suffocating, and also on fire.
Like, I'm going to be honest, we can't take the turtle with us. It's too slow.
No, it isn't. It's just overburdened.
It's only slow because Kathleen's got a cube of molasses on it.
I'm just imagining Urt sitting there carving runes of expeditious retreat into the turtle.
I mean, legitimately, yes.
How about we take the turtle and the sand dragon?
Nope, just one. We gotta limit it to one. Can only have one Pokemon. Your starters are a scorpion, a lizard, and a turtle.
I will say, Becky, you can choose one, If you try to choose 2, I'll make it more difficult. If you try to choose 3, I'll make it hellishly difficult. But that doesn't mean that any of that is impossible.
Hmm. Well, not a fan of the scorpion.
Yeah, scorpions aren't cute. They don't have Yui Kami faces.
It's not that they're not cute. I'm not a fan of like the abilities and stuff that a scorpion has. Its utility would not fare much with Terry's ideas.
Atticus, which ones do you want to eat?
I mean, the scorpion is an arachnid, which means that it tastes similar to a crab, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Just
People eat
lobster,
scorpion.
crab.
Yeah. So we'd probably. I mean, I would eat the shark, but we charcoaled it. So probably the dead snake and the dead scorpion.
What about the
So
lizard?
I guess the turtle's the only choice. We got to get those kobolds out of the turtle.
All right, Kathleen, how are you going to get the kobolds out of the turtle?
Mm. Well, I think she gets to re-roll the shenanigan cube, right?
Yes, she does.
What are the shenanigans?
Yep. And that
Oh,
is
D6?
a D6.
Eyes! Oh god, you picked the only one that does AoE damage.
Sorry, you said eyes or pies?
Pies! Ballistic pies fill the cube. Each creature within the cube must make a dexterity saving throw or take 2d10 bludgeoning damage and be knocked prone.
I'd like to imagine everyone in the Empire Army is looking at this and going, "What the hell?"
Oh,
And they failed horribly.
Oh, lordy.
We watch
So,
a turtle fall on its back.
So please imagine there are 40 kobolds in a horde, and so all of them crit failed their saving throw against pies. So
The turtle has fallen on his back, causing all of the kobolds to spill out.
now hold on, I need to also roll for the turtle. Oh,
And one little pie hits the turtle.
Just one pie.
Just one.
all right. All right,
A
dexterity saving throw for the turtle.
lot of damage.
Okay.
And the turtle takes 14 damage. It doesn't even notice.
So are all the kobolds inside just dead? Because there were 40?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
There were
It's
40
like-
inside and he did 447 damage.
Imagine the terror of these soldiers. They walk up to this turtle after the battle. It's like, what happened to these kobolds? They were literally hit with summoned pies hard enough to kill them at the whim of this woman.
Yeah, Nathan's prankery is no joke. God.
It's like imagine that this character has now been elevated up to the level of Zan in terror.
And the turtle, now that it's no longer receiving orders, it just stops.
Looks around. You get pie filling just oozing out of its shell.
Meanwhile, the lizard just runs away.
Are all the kobolds just from the turtle just dead?
Yes, they are extremely dead.
Is combat over?
Essentially, because the only thing left is the sand dragon, and the sand dragon is currently trapped in the flaming grease pit.
Okay. Sorry to quibble on rules here, but isn't the whole point of the turtle that it protects them from this shit?
Yes, which is why I would have the damage, except that they got a crit fail on their saving throw.
Oh, valid point, I
They
guess.
rolled a 1.
God.
They were killed by pies.
Yep. So with that done, Kathleen will go ahead and drop that little disc and let the squadron do their thing. And everything's all said and done.
And here's the question. Do you try and spare the sand dragon?
I think it just runs away.
I think we should let it run away.
Okay. In that case, the grease pit is dispelled, and the sand dragon, as soon as it gains its feet, is just like, no. And it just like
Yes.
So
All right. So now
I would like all of us to line up so we're just standing and looking at the hovering scorpion. It's like, what should we do about this?
everyone else can do that. Everyone
sorry,
else
grab
can
you.
deal with the scorpion. Kethlin's gonna go to the turtle and drop the prankster cube.
So the turtle just stares at Kethlin.
She puts her
It
hand
doesn't
out to
do-
give it a pet.
Oh no. Are you about to tame the turtle?
Not
Alright,
in How to
Kethlin?
Train Your Dragon style. She just wants to pet the turtle.
Kethlin, roll me a nature. It should be your best skill.
17.
All right. Kethlin, the turtle does not look like it has been fed very much.
Kethlin thinks for a moment. Do I have any kind of spell to help with this? Because we are not giving a. Because Kethlin is not giving a giant tortoise, a
Turkey?
ton of turkey legs.
I would like to point out that we have covered our entire camp with greenery for the purposes of tile sets.
Kethlin, I will say that because that is canonically a thing that Bubbles did, you could guide the war turtle over to the camp and feed it a bunch of greenery from around the camp.
Let's do it. Kethlin calls out to Catechus and just like, we're taking the turtle.
Catechus looks over, realizes that he's really not paid enough to make decisions on this. Kind of just sighs and lets Kethlin do what Kethlin's gonna do.
All right, now here's the question. There is one singular kobold that is currently on the scorpion. It's just like, I could probably hold my own against you if my mount could reach the ground.
We can fix that. We can all shoot the scorpion at the same time.
I'm gonna bring Kethlin down just to interact and go, well,
okay.
we spared one. Why don't we let the one we spared
Wait.
convince this one to join us too?
Wait, I have a moment for Catechus here.
Okay.
Catechus, you should ask the kobold how to cook scorpion.
I mean, do we trust cobalt cooking?
I mean,
Do you trust Empire cooking?
Catechus signed up in the army to see new and exciting varieties of cooking.
Catechus trusts Catechus cooking. But Catechus doesn't know if he trusts cobalt cooking.
Well, that's why you make him make a check. He has to make a cooking check to survive.
I mean, if you want.
Convince me.
Yeah, convince us not to fill you full of arrows.
Oh, God. All right. The kobold is a terrible cook, and the best that he can offer is you boil it and then put salt on it.
Catechus, do the honors.
Catechus raises his hand. All the troops draw their longbows.
Yep.
Catechus's
And the
hand
kobold
falls.
Oh, Lord.
As Catechus's hand falls, they all release their arrows.
You know what? I'm just going to do this right here. There is no chance of missing.
Our arrows will blot out the sun.
Well, there went the scorpion. I guess it's shish kebab, guys.
No, it just broke the shell. It makes it easier to get to the meat.
Kethlin just staring at the scorpion, this would make an amazing gumbo.
I'll get right on that.
Gumbo, gumbo. The soldiers start chanting.
Chanting gumbo.
Gumbo, gumbo.
When Terry and Zan and Urt come back and just see the soldiers like dancing around a pot of scorpion gumbo.
Oh, Lordy.
It's like, how did this happen? They look to Bubbles. That's it. That's just it.
Bubbles just stares back. 1,000-yard stare. I met the love of my life. He wore a man's skull as a hat, and then we killed him.
Moving on.
So, with that, we are going to end off this little scenario. None of the kobolds got in range of the tent and attacked it. You did suffer 2 casualties during the fight, and you also used a hell of a lot of runic energy.
But we killed a lot of kobolds with Katie on, so hopefully we regen at least some of it.
And Lung Thunk needs a ride.
Good thing we have the war turtle.
First we got Lung Thunk so he could give Katie a ride, and now Lung Thunk is getting a ride. Rideception.
Well, the problem is we put just him on the turtle, but we can't really pry them apart anymore. The worst part is, as his injuries heal, they're filling with crystal.
God.
Like, you should probably get her to look at this. So, shall we call it a night, guys?
Yep. Let's
I
call
just-
it here.
I was just wondering because the party was off originally doing other things. Were they doing all of that while this went on, or are they doing something different?
They were doing all of that while this went on.
Okay, because I kind of just the idea. Are we gonna pick up of them coming back to seeing how all of this happened?
Our session will end with us arriving back in base.
Yep. And seeing it surrounded by rubble and a whole field of like hundreds of dead kobolds.
And Kethlin and a couple of other soldiers just cheerily feeding a turtle.
Yep.
Yep, and while everyone else has scorpion gumbo. And Bubbles just sitting there in a blanket, rocking back and forth, going, I hate everyone.
It's just all those kobolds dead because they couldn't see it our way.
All
You know,
right.
after your first genocide, it gets easier.
It really does, though. Let's be honest.
And the one kobold, says, it wasn't technically. Technically.
It just gets better. Just ask Kethlin and Terry.
Well, I think that was a good session.
I think so too. Once again, you guys have run roughshod over my plans. I intended for a lot more soldiers to get injured. But what can I say? You used the tools that were available to you very well, and I don't believe in punishing you for no reason.
Oh, Astral Patrol stuff.
Yes, they are going to arrive, and they will interact with you guys as soon as the party gets back from their side quest.
Cool.
All right. With that, I hope you all have a wonderful evening. Thank you for joining us at Regiment on the Run, and I hope that you all have a lovely scorpion gumbo.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Good night.